here. I had to move because they're doing some construction work. You might hear it. Kind of annoying. I hope it doesn't bother us too much. If it does, we'll just change to somewhere else. Huh? To go somewhere else if it does. Okay. Let's see how noisy it gets. If it gets too noisy, we'll have to move. Also, the Bible guys are all over the place. Hey, Moon Mist. Hey, Dandelion Gum. Oh, wait, I forgot one thing. Give me 1 second. I'm back. Okay. Okay, let's. At least there's a lot of people walking by, but let's see who wants to stop by and have a conversation with us. You get to see the museum closer by. You see, these guys have to do some work also in this area, but if they do, we'll have to move. Oh, I hate it when there's construction work. I hate construction work. It's always noisy and annoying. Hey, Marcos, nice to see you here. Sloth, nice to see you here. Ah, great, and rain, of course. The weather has been incredibly shit. Like, it's hard to explain just how shit it's been because it's just incredibly unpredictable. Like, even the weather apps that the Dutch have that normally are tightly regulated and can tell whether it's raining like every minute or not. Like, we have these apps that can tell you if it's gonna rain in the next 2 hours or not. Even those are not working well enough. Even those these days, it's just a shitty weather. I'm a certified hater of motors. I get you. I get you. It's the constant noise that it's annoying. The building of it is interesting. Yes, vegan stream. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately my camera lens has not come yet. I ordered one. So all the conversations that I have today, I'll have to see if I can cut them maybe vertically for my other stream. I don't know. We'll see. Why have no one invented silent machines yet, huh? That's insane, yeah. I don't think this is a good place where I'm sitting. I might need to move. There's a lot of people, but everybody just stops to take photos. It's the damn Bible people that took my good spot. Save the whales, eat the dolphins. How about you just eat plant-based and save everybody? Yeah, Linda, the Bible dicks. How dare they come in here and say nonsensical stuff? Use it to justify oppression. Let's see. Everybody's so busy, says Marcos. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know how it goes, Marcos. We all know. Like on these streams, we just need one person to start, and then everybody follows. Because people cannot, like, very few people think for themselves. Most people are just followers. So if they see one person starting, then the next person's gonna come, and so on. It's always the same, you know. It's always we gotta see somebody starting. Are you 40? Close to it, yeah. You must be over 60. No, I'm 38. And have a conversation with me? I guess there's also a lot of school children or some shit. You're just like a little boy. I think you're the same person who keeps looking at little boys and how they dress. Stop looking at how boys dress, okay? And thank you. Yeah, I dress like a young person because I am young. What exactly is it dressing like a little boy? Having a jacket, glasses, and cap? You wanna have a conversation with me? Can we use the museum's big screen for activism? Oh, Marcos, what an idea. Oh, Marcos, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? To show like the Minion or something there, huh? That would be pretty good. Got my bingo sheet already? Fuck yeah, nice. Hi. How old are you?
I am 16.
16? You can't
Yes.
be on camera then, but you can be off camera if you want.
It's okay.
You wanna do it? You can be off camera, not on camera.
Yeah, that's also okay.
Okay. What's your name?
Lana,
Nice to meet you, Lana.
nice to meet you.
Lana, I'm an animal rights activist. I fight
Yeah?
for animals. How do you feel about animals?
I feel it's very important to start like activism for animals because animals have as much as rights as we humans do, and we should be very cautious on how we treat animals and also take care of them because they're also a part of the earth. So
Yeah. Do you think they deserve rights? They do, right?
of course they do. Yes.
Yeah. What rights would you say that they deserve?
No, like of course, there's a lot of animal cruelty going on around the world.
Yeah.
So, how do I explain it?
Do you think they deserve the right for people to not be cruel on them?
Of course, a person should not have any right to put on an animal like in a bad way.
Yeah. Do you think when we farm animals, we're cruel to them?
There are a lot of cruel ways how they do that. So
Is there a non-cruel way to kill an animal when we don't need
I feel
to?
like there could be a way where the animal has
What could be a way where I want to kill you when there is no need for it?
when there's no need for it. That I didn't know about it.
It would be bad, right?
It would be bad, but
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't.
We need to go to school or eat us.
Yes.
Watch
thank
the
you so
Minion,
much.
okay?
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
right,
Have a
we
good
love
one. Cheers.
vegans.
Kids at school. Yeah, that's the problem, huh? There's also a lot of groups. So, yet again, people will just follow what others do. They won't stop. I've learned in survival the smartest and the strongest survive. Sure. Luckily, you're not in a survival situation, so there you go. Just saying. You got burger juice on your hands. You can't scroll. That's called blood. You got blood on your hands. Wanna try?
Yeah.
Is it okay if they're alive?
Yeah. Oh, like one. We'll all do it.
What are your names?
Raymond
Ronan.
and Connor.
Raymond, Ronan, and Connor. What about you?
Margaret.
I'm not gonna remember any of it. But
Doesn't matter.
yeah,
Doesn't matter.
sorry. I'm Chip. So I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals. Do you guys think animals should have rights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you think they should have the right for us to not be cruel to them?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you think that when we farm them, we're being cruel to them?
Yeah. It depends on what you mean by farming, though.
Or bringing them into existence and taking away their life for an optional product?
Do you not believe in eating meat?
Do I believe eating meat exists? I believe eating meat exists, just like you could eat humans, you could eat dogs, you could eat other animals. But I believe it is bad when we don't need to do it to kill an innocent animal to eat their flesh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think these animals don't deserve rights?
No, but do you believe in the circle of life? Do you believe in?
That's a Lion King reference. So,
Yeah, well, animals.
what's the circle of life?
As in, larger animals will prey on smaller, weaker animals.
Your son is very small. Shall I pray on him?
No, but I don't need to eat him.
You don't need to eat any other animal also.
No, but I believe that meat is a good form of protein for children and
It
for
might be.
humans.
But do you believe there's other sources of protein?
Yeah, there are alternative sources, so I don't think
Yeah.
that you need to eat meat all the time. But
There you go.
I don't think, like I do eat meat, not every day, but
But you do recognize that when you eat meat, you are supporting a form of animal cruelty, right?
do you wear leather?
No.
Do you like? There's lots of ways that animals.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
just
It's
about
not just
food.
eating it,
No.
yeah.
It's all forms of exploitation towards animals.
Yeah.
Food is just the most common one that people
Yeah.
get into. But yeah, I don't believe any animal should be exploited or killed for any reason unless it's absolutely necessary, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So knowing that we have several empirical evidence studies, largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians on the planet, all of them agree that we can thrive. That means be healthy on a plant-based diet. Don't you think that us choosing to exploit and kill animals is cruel and wrong?
What do you think? Cruel and wrong?
I like birds.
What do you think?
We're going to get late. I think
Yes,
just
I know,
say
yeah.
Thank the man and then move on.
Come on, do you have an opinion on it, guys? You can say it.
Do you eat meat?
No.
No, he just said it doesn't.
No. Would you eat dogs?
But like, what?
No.
Like,
What's the difference between a dog and a cow that
but
would
I'm
justify
sure your
this
family back
exploitation?
along, they all would have eaten meat.
Cows taste nicer.
I mean, my family still eats meat.
Yeah.
That doesn't justify me being part of it, right? I still think it's wrong, of course.
I know, but in the population of the whole world, I think a good percentage of people still eat meat as.
Does that make it right?
It doesn't make it wrong either.
Yeah, but animals eat other animals.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But the animals also rape other animals. We wouldn't justify rape by claiming other animals do it.
You've
We
got a
can't justify
you've got a-
killing by
My 9-year-old
justifying
son
killing.
is here. We're not going to get into that kind of thing because that's not the same thing. I don't think that's the same. You're not.
It's an
talking about-
injustice where
yeah, but
there's a
it's not
victim.
The same argument.
It's an injustice where there's a victim, right? You're killing an individual for no reason, and you're claiming, well, it happens in nature. Well, other stuff happens in nature also. We can't just say if it happens in nature, we should be allowed to do it also, right? We have options. We don't need to do it, and we recognize that when we do it, it's wrong. Like for example, if you would do it to a dog, it would be wrong, correct?
China
Killing
did
a
it.
dog for an optional product, would you find that right or would you find it wrong?
But no, we don't. In this part of the world, nobody kills a dog.
No, but if
It's
somebody started doing that, would you find that right or would you find it wrong?
obviously wrong, but it's not happening. I haven't seen
Okay,
it done.
but why would that be wrong, and doing it to a cow would be right?
But cow.
Because cows taste nicer.
That's not the reason.
No. They all taste the same. It's just
Do
meat.
they? How do you
Yeah.
know?
Dogs are a bit.
It's
Dogs
all
are more
meat.
loving to people.
How do you
don't
know?
eat meat.
I don't know. I just
Have you
assume.
tasted dog?
No, I have not. I try to respect all animals, so I don't.
But if
want to
you
taste
don't know
dogs.
the taste, so then you don't actually you can't.
But
can't
also, I
argue
don't
that
think
one.
like
You
taste.
ever eaten meat in your whole life?
Yes, of course. But I don't think taste justifies killing
So you
innocent
have
animals.
eaten
then.
meat. For,
Yeah, I have.
For how many years did you eat meat?
I know, 30-something years.
Wow. And at what point did you
a
get
lot of animals.
the idea to not eat meat anymore?
Guys,
Well,
we're
when I
late.
learned what happens to dairy cows, that the fact that they're impregnated, that they have their babies stolen from her, that their babies are
Not
killed.
necessarily. You can farm humanely. My dad was a farmer.
Can you farm humans humanely?
Humanely.
Can you farm
Animals-
humans
Humans
humanely?
and animals are very different.
What's
They're
the
not-
difference that justifies the difference in view?
Do I need to explain to you the
Intelligence.
difference between an animal and a human? If I do,
That
then that's-
justifies the violence. Yes.
Yeah, but you can't compare a human to a cow. And I'm sorry.
You
I
just
have to-
did, but
you ate
yeah.
cows. You've eaten meat for the first 30-something years of your life.
And
so-
it was wrong what I did. Yeah.
But you
But
did.
now you're going around on the street
That's
trying to
not
tell
animals.
people. But like,
Yeah, because I wish somebody told me, just like I'm telling you, that it's wrong to do
Really?
it. Yeah.
Everybody's educated nowadays. I think we all
Actually,
know. I think once farmers.
Well,
are-
you claim that there's a way to
There
farm
are-
dairy
yes.
cows without
There-
being cruel to them.
Have
There is
you-
no way.
Have you ever lived on a farm?
Yeah.
Was your dad a farmer?
No. My grandparents were farmers. Yeah.
And there are rules and regulations around
No,
how.
it's
well,
all
there,
just as
there,
cruel.
There definitely are.
Oh, you're from the UK, right?
No.
Where are you from?
Ireland.
Ireland. Okay, well,
Okay, I'm going.
I don't know if you've seen the investigations done on Ireland or Ireland slaughterhouses or farmers. All the regulations that you claim they bend around them and they don't respect the regulations.
I know, any
and what
farmer I
happens?
know
They
would
get a
be-
slap on the arm.
No,
Nothing
there's very
happens.
strict
The reality is
regulations.
the fact that animals get put into a slaughterhouse for an optional product is wrong. Because if you wouldn't put a dog to a slaughterhouse, why put a cow? From their perspective,
You're saying the same
they
argument.
feel the
I
same
understand
thing.
what you're saying about cows. That's the same argument.
Yeah,
But I
because
do
they feel the
believe
same,
with
wouldn't they?
correct regulation and correct methods of farming, things can be done correctly and rightly.
Not of
So,
humans or animals or any
no one's
sentient
going
beings.
to farm a human, but that's just the way. Okay, we're gonna
Why
go,
not?
guys. 'Cause you have the
Why
same
would that be
argument.
wrong?
Is this on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I'll give you a card. There's a documentary here. Maybe give that a watch because if you don't know what it is that you're supporting, it might be worse than you think. It's called Dominion. You have also my YouTube channel there, okay? Thank you. I think those are the type of conversations we'll be having today, everyone. These are the type of conversations we'll be having today. People coming up with justifications. That's all it's gonna be. But that's fine. We'll see how long we can take. Noise, justifications, people. We'll do our best. And all the people in the chat coming in and saying that, telling us what kind of flesh they put through their mouth hole, how they supported animal violence because they wanted to, because they get some form of tingly sensation in their brain. That's right. Imagine coming in here for somebody fighting for women's rights and you saying, well, today I beat up a woman. That's what you're doing. I'm fighting for animal rights and you're coming in here saying, well, today I killed an animal. I paid for an animal to be killed and it was so good. I enjoyed it so much. That's exactly the same thing you guys are doing. Congratulations. You're good people. Grow up and get a job, brother. I think the fact that I actually challenged a value that I had speaks more about the process that I am in within growing up, the maturity that I have, because I didn't just took the values that somebody give. I wasn't just afraid to challenge a value. I didn't care whether everybody else does it or not. I didn't care what others thought of me. I just realized that it is wrong to do it, and I stopped doing it. So I would say that's pretty mature. But you know, if you want to follow what everybody else does, if you don't even want to think about it or challenge your own view, you do you. Thank you so much, Marcos. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, evolution gave you your values? Yeah, I'm sure. Sure. It's so funny, you know, because if evolution gave you your values, then inherently when you see an animal suffering, you don't feel nice about it. You're not gonna go like, yum, yay, yum. No, you're gonna go like, oh shit, that sucks. That's kind of bad. But because you don't see it, you choose to support it. So even if evolution gave you your values, it sounds like you're not actually listening to your values. You've just been indoctrinated to believe one thing. Because in reality, how many of you would support the needless animal exploitation of dogs or cats? How many of you would support forcing dogs and cats into slaughterhouses for pleasure? Hi. Oh, you can't be on camera because you're way here. Sorry. Oh, well, if he's your dad, if he allows, yeah.
How long does it take?
I'm live. Well, how long do you got?
I don't know, maybe 2 minutes?
2 minutes? Sure, it's okay. You're gonna come here so that you interview? What's your name?
Jonah.
Jonah, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
What's your name?
Andy.
Andy, nice to meet you. Where are you guys from?
London, yeah. Leytonstone.
East London, yeah.
So I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for animals. Do you guys think we should respect animal rights?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
100%. Do you think that when we're paying for them to be forced into slaughterhouses for a product we don't need, does that mean we're respecting them?
No,
No.
but I am yeah.
I understand you
animals.
probably consume animal products.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
We
but
all
you-
do. It's natural.
But do you think we can stop doing that because we have enough evidence, we have enough alternatives that we don't need to do it, and we already know that it is bad for them to do it, right?
Yes, yeah, it is bad. It is bad. The way they're treated sometimes, but I think personally, it's like more of a natural thing for me. Like,
None of it is natural. We keep them separate. We forcefully impregnate them. We separate the babies from the mothers.
Yeah.
We kill the babies. We take the
Yeah.
milk from the
What
What
mothers.
about the
we kill
dairy?
the
What
males.
about the dairy? Like you, no
There
dairy?
is horrible. That's exactly what I just described right now. What I just described right now was the dairy production.
Subscribe to this guy. Subscribe.
Subscribe, follow this guy now. He's amazing. I agree.
Let me give you a card. Let me give you a card.
I agree with everything you say,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Don't be part of it if it's horrible. It's
Okay.
really easy to change the press.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you this card, okay?
Thank you.
Sub up, boys. Sub up.
Stay informed. Stay informed.
Sub up.
Yeah, sub up, boys.
Sub up.
Trying to hit. Trying to hit.
Thank you so
Trying to hit
much.
200.
Cheers. Have a good one.
Follow Mr. Park.
Thank you.
Have a good one. I guess we're going to be having a lot of families today. Good lads. I mean, the guy was nice. He was nice. You know, he at least kind of acknowledged that what they're doing is bad, right? This is kind of what. Sometimes this is what we'll have. This is the whole job that we'll do. You know, we'll just be here having conversations. Marcos, as I said, I don't know if I managed to say that or not, but thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. I wasn't sure whether to come today or not. But whenever I'm in doubt, I'm like, you know, stop thinking about it and just go and do it. And here I am, spreading a little bit of, I don't know, knowledge. Oh, do the donations affect your welfare payments? I don't have welfare payments, dude. So funny that you think that. You know, what's funny about this whole thing is that some of you come in here and claim that I have welfare payments or claim that I'm poor somehow. Some of you come in here and claim that I'm rich. It's just so clear that, to me, that you guys really want to find something that's wrong with me so that you can stick to that thing and say, see, this is why I can't listen to this guy. Because there's this thing that I don't like about him. And that's fine. You don't have to like anything about me. But when you dismiss an argument coming from somebody based on something that you like or dislike about them, it's called an appeal to, it's an ad hominem. It's an ad hominem. Sorry, I was going to say an appeal to authority, but it's not. It's an ad hominem. So because you're saying, well, I don't like this about this person, that must mean that their argument is wrong. It's not, okay? That's called an ad hominem fallacy. So let's not do that, okay? Just listen to what I'm saying, and if you don't like me, that's fine. You don't have to like me. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to fight for animal rights. Tomorrow we're gonna watch some videos, everybody. I was gonna say tomorrow the rain is gonna be kind of shit. The day is gonna be kind of shitty. It's gonna be a lot of rain. I don't know, because I always get bamboozled with the rain, but it seems like there might be rain. So if the prognosis is that there's gonna be rain, tomorrow we might do just a stream where we watch some videos, chill, enjoy some stuff, you know. So tomorrow I might need you to like me, but not today. Yeah, just do it. Go vegan, do animal rights activism, just do it. Thank you. You are 100% correct, DJ Ara. Educate yourself on correlation between eating meat or not and IQ on brain health over generations. Brother, I have a very high IQ. Please stop with this nonsense. There is no correlation between that. And if you think that there is, you're welcome to drop a PMID right now in the chat. I will look it up and we will discuss from there. Otherwise, if you don't have any form of evidence, I know you cannot drop links because YouTube does not allow you to do that, but you can drop PMID. You know, PMID is the PubMed ID of an article, so you can drop that. We can look at it. We can inspect it. There's no need for you to, like, I'm willing to listen if you provide evidence. I'm not here to say, no, my way is the right way. No, if you provide evidence for something, I'm willing to listen. But I'm not just going to take your evidence and be like, oh, you're right. No. I'm going to look at the evidence, look at how the study is done, look at the study design, and analyze it. And then I'm going to look if there's, based on the pyramid of evidence, if there's better evidence for or against it. If there's better evidence for it, then I'm going to look at the better evidence, right? We take the pyramid of evidence. That's how we do it. That's how we look at it. I don't even know why this IQ bullshit matters, but if you guys really must know, it's 143. Please stop it. IQ means nothing. Again, it means nothing. It's just a fucking number. Please stop with the nonsense. Okay? Please. Let's listen to arguments. Let's have conversations. Let's debate on arguments, not on how a person looks like, what their IQ is, because even a person with a low IQ can still make an argument to be true. A person with a high IQ can make an argument to be false. It doesn't matter what your IQ is, because that would be a logical fallacy if you say an argument is true or false based on the IQ of the person making the argument. Okay, so we're not here to do that. Let's see, are there any people who are not trolls there? You are the voice of reason here. People online are clowns, says Linda. Linda, hey, my fellow vegans, you know, that you are in the chat right now. You can try to engage to some of the clowns and some of the trolls, and that's fine. Do that. That's okay if you want to do that. But one very important role is to try and to identify people who may actually listen, people who are actually interested in having conversations. And let's focus on them more than the clowns, because the clowns will just get triggered and they'll come up with one excuse, then they'll move on to the next excuse, and then they'll move on to the next excuse. And in reality, any form of excuse you have against animal rights, against respecting the rights of animals, you can always just Google it and see that it has no foundation to stand on. Okay. Hey, Martin is here. Thank you so much for being here, Martin. It's cool you're vegan, but why try and force it on others? So it's cool that I respect animal rights, but why would I try and force others to respect animal rights? Because animals should have rights. If I would be a feminist, I would try to force others to be feminist also. Well, I am a feminist. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? I am a feminist, but, you know, I feel like most people are feminists today. Sadly, actually, that may not also be true. So I've been thinking lately about having to start conversations also about feminism, which is insane that we have to start conversations again. Ah, you want to have a conversation with me?
Of course.
Are
I'd
you-
love to.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Sure.
You want
Why
to come here
not?
so that you're in here?
Oh, right there?
Yeah, somewhere around here, yeah.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Dalia.
I'm nice to meet you, Dalia. I'm Chip.
It's great to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Turkey and the Netherlands.
Turkey and the Netherlands. Love it. So, Dalia, I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
An
animal rights activist.
animal rights activist.
Okay, lovely.
Do you think animals should have rights?
Of course. Yes,
course.
I do.
Do you think animals should have the right to live free of exploitation?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that when we farm them, we're exploiting them?
Depends on the farming practices, I guess. But I guess it could be considered exploitation still because they can't, I guess, give their consent to it. Yeah.
They can't consent. Yeah, exactly. And any form of farming inherently implies we control the breeding process and the death process,
That's
right?
true.
So
Yeah.
that's inherently unfair, isn't it, to
Uh-huh.
them? So, do you think that we need to farm animals?
Well, depends how you look at need. We've been doing it for thousands of years, so it's traditional practice. So in that sense, probably. But with
You
the
could-
technology that we have today to fulfill our nutritional needs, it's not like an absolute need. But realistically, the entire world can take advantage of that technology.
What do you mean by that?
Currently, I mean, in the Netherlands, it's easy for us to say, "Oh, everybody should go vegan. Everybody should go vegetarian." It's not true. Everywhere else in the world. Like if you go to nations that are still developing, it's not realistic to be able to implement that sort of diet everywhere.
I'll grant you that there's countries in this world where it's more difficult to be vegan. But most of the places I've been to and most of the people I've spoke to who are vegan, I've met people from Burkina Faso and
Yeah.
other people in other countries, and if they manage to do it, I'm sure we can all do it, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But you live here in the Netherlands, right?
I study in France, but
You study in France, even better. France also has a lot of options. So, knowing that there's this cruelty towards animals, right? Because we do kill them, we do
Yeah, of course.
control their breeding process, and then when it comes to dairy products like milk and cheese, we even take away their babies, we kill their babies, we control all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and we repeatedly impregnate them so that they produce milk constantly. Do you think any of that is fair to do to animals?
No, I don't think it's fair.
No. Do you, like, I'm not judging, I don't care what you did in the past, just to be clear, but do you think
Okay.
that going forward, you could adopt a plant-based diet or be vegan so that you no longer support
I think it's
this kind of
possible for
stuff?
myself.
It is possible, yeah. Would you want to do that?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that response. Sure.
Can I ask you one question?
Sure.
You say I'm doing a social experiment. What's the purpose of the social experiment?
So generally, I ask people questions how they feel about animals.
Okay.
But I try to I mutate the questions based on the person in front of me, right?
Okay.
So if the person, sometimes I ask a couple more questions and people go like, yeah, I love animals. Yeah, animals should have rights, all of this. But then when we drop about cows, chickens, and pigs,
Okay.
most people just switch around and they're like, no, fuck them. We can just do whatever we want to them.
Okay.
But you don't seem to be that type of person, right? So you don't seem
No.
to have this contradiction within you.
No, I mean I don't find the like right in myself to judge whatever you think. I don't think that's my right. I don't think it's my right to do to anybody. But
But let me put
Yeah.
it this way, because I'm a feminist. I'm assuming you're a feminist also, right?
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you saw a
Definitely.
person beating a woman,
Oh. Okay.
would you see it in your right to judge that person?
Well, yes.
Yeah, because
Because
they're violating
That's
the body
inflicting
autonomy
harm on
of
another person.
Yeah, yeah, or they're inflicting harm on them. And I would say it's the same when it comes to animal rights, right? We should judge people who violate the animal rights or the bodily autonomy or are harming animals, shouldn't we? Like if you see a person kicking a dog, would you not judge them?
I mean, I would, but that's not for the purpose of consumption. That's just for the purpose.
Why would
of,
it matter if that's if this person who's kicking a dog will tell you no, that's for consumption, then makes it okay?
I mean, it's more cruel than it needs to be. On the basis, I'd argue for that. But I guess a lot of farming practices today are more cruel than they need to be.
I mean, all farming is more cruel than it needs to be because
I guess so.
there's no need to kill animals, right? So the fact that we choose to do it is just as cruel, regardless of how well the animal is treated, regardless of any of it, right? So
Okay.
at the end of the day, like if you see a person killing a dog, not kicking
Yeah.
them, just killing them with a knife,
Uh-huh.
would you say would you judge that person? Would you think what they're doing is okay?
Oh, definitely. I mean, when I said it's not my right to judge, I meant your opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my right to judge whatever you think. So-
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, none of this
Yeah.
is my opinion, by the way, right? Like, my opinion is, like, logically speaking,
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you wouldn't eat dogs, would you?
No, it's not something I've done in my life.
No, but would you consider eating dogs if cows, chickens, and pigs no longer are farmed?
Probably not, just because it's not something I'm used to.
Yeah, and you can always have something else in the supermarket. Oh, is it only because you're not used to it? But what if you found out that when you ate cows, you actually ate dogs, so you're actually used to it?
What?
So, what if you found out that the industry has been lying to you, and whenever you thought you ate cows, you actually
Okay.
ate dogs? So
Okay.
you're actually used to the taste of their flesh. Would you?
Yes, but that doesn't mean I'm used to the idea of eating dogs still.
Oh, I see. Well, what's wrong with that idea, though? What's?
Well, I think that dogs are like, first of all, they're domesticated. They're a lot more like integrated into human life than a lot of other farm animals are. So I think we're used to having dogs in our lives, and so we've like humanized them in a way, and so I think that's why it's more difficult to eat them.
Yeah,
for us.
but do you think like I'm just asking questions to get you
Yeah,
to
of
think, right?
course.
So do you think when we grant individuals rights, like to animals, for example, do you think we should grant them rights based on how we feel about them or what our relationship to
No,
them
that's
is?
very anthropocentric, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be based on who they are as individuals, right? Like
Yeah.
based on whether they are individuals, whether they're
Of
sentient, whether they
course.
have
I
emotions.
never
all
thought of
this
it
kind
that way
stuff.
before.
Yeah, because a lot of the times when we think about animals, we just think about our relationship to animals. We
Yes,
don't
of
really think
course.
about the
Yeah.
animals
Mhm.
themselves, right?
Yeah.
But that's my role here when I come on the shit and I want to
Mm.
have conversations with people because I do want people to think from the perspective of animals because we are also animals
really
at the end of the
interesting.
day,
Yes, of
right?
course, yeah.
Yeah. So we are just more intelligent, and somehow because we're more intelligent, we decided that it's okay to farm these animals.
Uh-huh.
And maybe at some point we justified it because there was a need for it, but nowadays there is no more need for it, right?
That's true. I mean, I'd argue again that you're speaking in the like from the perspective of a very Western privileged consumer country, and
Well,
it's not like possible to implement that everywhere.
Are you willing to be challenged on that one?
Sure.
Sure, because actually, it's cheaper to be vegan. It's very cheap to be vegan. The most expensive products are actually the animal products. The reason why in the West they're cheaper is because governments subsidize them.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're way more expensive in other
Yeah, of
countries in
course, of
East
course,
is
I get
because
it.
governments don't have enough money to subsidize them.
Yeah.
So they're kind of ramping up nowadays to do that.
Yeah,
also.
but I mean, a lot of countries don't work on the basis of commercial agriculture. They're still very subsistence based, right? A lot of communities in the world. So
fair enough. There are
what would you say
communities.
about what would you say about that?
So let me put it this way: I wouldn't advocate for somebody to die, right? Like I wouldn't advocate
Yeah.
for somebody to be unhealthy or die. So if they absolutely have to farm an animal,
Yeah.
far be it from me to judge which position they're in, I would still think you have a responsibility to look if there's a solution for you to not do it, because you would be cruel to an animal. You shouldn't just accept it as a tradition or something you keep doing.
Yeah. But you'd be more against the commercial agriculture of.
I'm against the optional one, right? I'm against the idea of farming animals when there's no need for it. I'm against the idea of killing animals when there's no need for it.
Yeah.
Exploitation, the fact that it's exploitative means the cruelty, the unfairness comes from the lack of need to it, right?
Yeah. And in your perspective, when would there be a need for it?
Well, in my perspective, as I said, I have not met. I've been in a lot of countries. I like Thailand. I haven't been to Vietnam, but I've heard good things about Vietnam also. I don't know, Turkey even. All across Europe, I've never had an issue adopting a plant-based diet. Right? There's places where it's easier and places where it's harder.
Yeah, definitely.
But I had absolutely no issue. U.S. also, Canada, I don't know, Mexico, no issues whatsoever. So, from my perspective, I think you should not do that. You should not farm animals. And if you're in a situation where you need to, you got to ask yourself, am I in this situation because of where I live? Can I afford to move somewhere where I can be vegan? Because being vegan is not like it can seem like a choice, right?
Yeah.
But I see it more as an moral obligation, because it's the idea of respecting animals' rights. If I was on a deserted island with a human being, and it came to either one of us lives or dies because we're just so hungry that we have to eat each other, I mean, that may justify some form of killing of a human, right? To eat them and survive.
Yeah.
But if I intentionally put myself on a deserted island with somebody just so that I can kill a person and eat them, that's kind of messed up. So if I'm in a situation where I have to kill an animal, I have to ask myself, can I get out of this situation? That's all I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So that's all it is. Because
But again, it's a position of privilege to be able to ask yourself, can I get out of this situation?
I guess I wouldn't call it a position of privilege, because yes, I agree with you that there is privilege related to whether you can actually get out of it or not.
Course.
But asking yourself that question is not necessarily a position of privilege, but rather a position
internal,
of
but...
it's an internal position where you kind of have to think for yourself. And I do acknowledge that not everyone can do it, I don't know, easily or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think everybody needs to think about it. And the reality is that if us who live in the West, if all of us adopted a plant-based diet, then the whole world would have a much easier time adopting it too, right? So it's kind of like the reason why I like doing activism in countries like the Netherlands. Well, I actually live here, but the reason why I like doing activism in the Netherlands, in the US, and all these Western countries is because we bear the responsibility of what happens to animals a lot more than these other countries do.
Yeah.
So do you think that you bear the responsibility for the animals that are exploited and slaughtered for you?
Yeah, definitely.
You do.
I mean, obviously it's not gonna stop if I individually take that action. It's gonna take like collective action.
Yeah, the system's not gonna stop.
Yeah, of
but
course.
there are up to 100 animals that are exploited and slaughtered for you each year. So do you think that from now on, going further after this conversation, how many more animals should be exploited and slaughtered for you?
Ideally none.
Ideally none. yeah. That would mean going vegan, right? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
How are you feeling about this? Because
I feel good. I mean, I never talked to somebody who thinks the way you do or makes the points you do before. So I'm very happy to have had this conversation.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, the reality is a lot of the times we ask these questions when we go in debates and stuff. I don't usually ask it to people on the street. But one question you can ask yourself is, what is the difference between us and an animal that justifies the exploitation? And the key is, the difference needs to justify the exploitation, because a lot of the times we say we're more intelligent, but then when we equalize for that and we say a human who's as intelligent as an animal, like maybe an intellectually challenged human being or something, we wouldn't exploit and slaughter them. When we say, oh, because we walk on two legs, okay, but a human who cannot walk on two legs, no. So we just, if we keep equalizing these traits, you realize there actually is no difference between us and them. And the reality is we all feel, we all have this subjective experience of the world, and we all deserve to live because of it. So it's wrong to do it.
Cool.
I appreciate you. Let me give you a card.
A card? Okay.
Yeah, you a card that could help you out with all of this. So you have my YouTube channel and my Instagram here, and there's I think you will like
What is the most important speech you'll ever hear?
I think you will like that one. That's the most important speech you'll ever hear. So
Did you give it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
no, it's another animal rights activist.
Okay.
And he gave it to the university in the US.
Okay.
And it's a really good speech to listen to. I think if nothing, but you learn what happens in animal agriculture, and you can make up your mind whether you want to be part of it or not. Because I don't want you to just believe me, right? I want you to actually do your own research. Do you think you can watch that? Can you promise me to watch that?
Sure. Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. And until you watch it, do you think you can adopt a plant-based diet until you watch it? And then you decide for yourself.
Sorry?
Until you watch that video,
Uh-huh.
do you think you can be plant-based until then?
Probably, depending on when I watch it.
Come on, you can do it.
Okay.
And then make a
I mean,
decision
if I
for
watch it in
yourself.
10 years, that's a little difficult of a promise to make, no?
But don't watch it in 10 years. Watch it tonight then.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, it's important that we make these decisions because
Yeah.
if not, you'll go along and you might pay for something that, like I personally did, and I regret it. I regret not being vegan earlier because it's fucked up what we support, and it's violent, it's cruel.
Yeah.
It's not who I want to be, and I hope it's not also who you want to be.
Of course, yeah. It's nice meeting you.
Same. You have my YouTube channel there if you want to hear the conversation back. Have a good one. Nice girl. Nice conversation, nice girl. How can someone be peaceful and exploit others? That's a good question. Hey, David is here. Appreciate you for being here, Mr. David. You're always a cool guy being here. Cool guy. Did I see somebody else making a donation? No, it's just my thing being weird. Okay. Let's go, says Mr. David. If you're not following the 40-year-old vegan, what are you doing with your life? This guy, he goes to slaughterhouses. He was a slaughterhouse inspector. He goes to slaughterhouses and he tells you the real deal. You don't believe me? That's fine. David, the 40-year-old vegan, was a slaughterhouse inspector for a long time. He knows the ins and outs. I see you like to eat living vegetables. How dare you? Yeah, plants are not sentient, brother. And learn what sentience is, and then you'll understand why it matters, okay? Plant lives matter. All the more reason to be vegan, because when you're vegan, you kill less plants in the process. Because you know what? It sounds counterintuitive, but in reality, animals are, when you grow animals to exploit and kill them, you have to feed them plants, and you end up feeding them way more plants than you would if you ate them yourself to get the same amount of nutrition. It takes between 3 to 8 times more land to produce 1 gram of animal protein versus 1 gram of plant protein. And that's because of growing all those plants to feed the animals. Hi, you wanna have a conversation?
Yes.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
No, sure.
You wanna come here, stay here? Yeah.
Oh.
What's your name?
My name is Roy.
I'm Chip, nice to meet you, Roy.
Nice to meet
Where
you.
you from?
I'm from here.
From here, from the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Love it. Roy, I'm an animal rights activist.
Oh,
How do you feel about animals?
I like animals. I have
like
a cat.
animals? You have a
Yeah.
cat?
Yeah.
What's her name or his name?
Luca.
Luca?
It's a girl.
Oh, it's she? It's
a
a girl.
girl.
Okay. Luca. Does Luca have a personality of her own?
I would say so, but it's mostly just a cat.
Mostly just a cat?
Yeah,
Do you think
I
she's
wouldn't say-
different from any other cats, or is she the same as all others?
She's different.
I think she's different, but I think every animal is slightly different, but also very much the same.
Kind of like humans,
She
right?
doesn't
We're all
bark.
very
She doesn't
different
bark
and
like
what's
a
the
dog
same.
or something.
Yeah. I mean, you also do you bark
From time to time, yeah.
from time to time?
Yeah.
I don't want to ask when you bark and what's going on there, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, I guess.
I can bark for you if you want.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. No, the reason why I ask all this is because a lot of times when we think about animals, we see them as like machines or like automatons somehow, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is they're individuals. They experience life. Their brain makes up reality just like our brain makes up reality, and they move along through it, making decisions left and
Well,
right.
not the
And
same. We're way smarter. We have way more consciousness. And
we
way
don't
more
we don't have
intelligence.
more consciousness, no.
Well, no,
So,
not more consciousness, but we do have more intelligence, and
not all of
we
us,
do
right? There's humans
perceive
who don't have
reality
it.
in a way more advanced than other animals.
What is it? I would say first of all that's not true because the only thing we have on top of them is intelligence. But if you compare yourself to a cat will have a really intense sense of smell, so their smell would be way better. So their experience of reality will be totally different from yours and might be enhanced because of the sense of smell. And they also can react incredibly fast, so they might see things that you don't actually see with your
So
naked
they have
eye.
different senses, but that doesn't mean they have the same.
They have more enhanced
intelligence
senses.
Like we as humans have. Look what we have all built. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
a
no,
cow.
no,
I haven't
never-
seen a cow building a building.
I never said that they have the same level of intelligence, but
Yeah.
your experience of reality is not coming from intelligence because you experience reality even before being intelligent. You experience reality even as a child when you didn't have any knowledge before going to school or any of it, right? Before you
true.
even exercise your intelligence or build it up.
But I never said that was the case, that we don't experience, or that animals
No.
don't experience reality.
No, but that's
I
what
just
I'm
more
saying,
say
right?
that we as humans are far more advanced and
Well,
have way
again,
better-
that's your opinion because you're a human. But if you ask a bird who's more advanced, a bird will say, "Well, humans cannot fly.
Good
I
luck
can."
Good
right?
luck asking
Yeah,
the
of
bird.
course
I
you
don't
cannot.
think he'll reply.
But if you could, you understand what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
right?
no,
Like it depends on how, what you
I
like.
understand what you're trying to say, but I think in a way, in general, we as a humankind have evolved and have
All of us have
used
evolved.
animals. Yeah, but we also used animals, and animals evolved with us. For example, sheep, like they've been following up. We take care of them, and I don't think it's necessarily wrong to eat them in a way when they're at the end of their life. Or
And we
something.
come to the crux of it. Do you think it's fair to kill animals for optional products?
For
Optional products,
well, as in food or.
as in food, clothing, entertainment, whatever.
Yeah, I think if they have had a good life. For example, one of my best friend, he has his farm, and he gives animals a good life, and at the end of their lifespan, they get killed and then they get eaten. I think that's
I don't think they kill them at the end of their lifespan.
that's what they do.
What animals does he have?
Cows.
How long does a cow live?
pigs. Huh?
How long does a cow live?
A cow? I think about 20 years.
Yeah. So he kills. How many cows does he have?
I would say 50, but he is like a recreational farm. It's
50 cows, and he's a recreational farmer.
Yeah, it's like for little children, like so they can see how animals.
Oh, like a petting zoo.
Yeah, exactly. And they have chicken, they have lamb, goats. Sorry, that's the same, right?
Do they also have humans, like black people, Asian people?
I think that's a pretty question that's a bit out of order. To
Why?
say.
Like 30 years ago or 40 years ago?
Why do there have to be black
Sorry,
people?
not that I
think
said it. 100 years ago.
Pretty fucking racist thing to say. As if you would like.
Well, if you let me explain. So 100 years ago, in the Berlin Zoo, we actually had black people.
Yeah, I know that, but like it's
Yeah.
very. I think it's a huge difference because they takes care of these animals. These animals they want to sit. They want to be on the lawn, eat grass. They don't want to be like us and walk around and have a career or
Do you
something.
think animals don't want to be free?
You think animals want to have a career and stand here
I think
like
animals
talking
wanna
to
be-
you like moo?
I don't want to have a career, but I think animals want to be free. Do you think animals want to be free?
I think animals want to have a good life. They want to have food and they want to have want to follow the primary.
What are the
instincts.
needs of
And
an
their
animal?
primary instincts are probably to survive, to eat food, to mate, and then
What
just
are the needs of
continue
an
their life.
animal?
Well, food, space, oxygen, multiple other stuff. But
What other stuff?
well, I think those things are mostly important. Yeah.
What are the needs of a human?
Um, for what? What purpose?
What are the needs for a human?
Oxygen,
Okay.
food, water.
Okay.
That's about it. I
So
think.
we have about the same needs.
Yeah, in a way
so,
we do.
So if I take a human being and I fulfill their needs, but I keep them in my basement, would that be fair towards them?
But I wouldn't say I would keep them in my basement. If you keep them like on a
I
land
keep them in a farm.
If you
in a
give them
land,
on a
but they're
land,
not
yeah.
allowed to leave.
where they're happy and where they're. Yeah, but do you think they leave? Like if you put a group of cows in the wild, what do you think they will do? Do you think they will start their own society and they will like build homes and
They actually move
No.
for 50. The cows
Yeah,
actually
they
are
walk
known
around
to
a
walk.
bit. They eat
No,
the
for
grass.
50
they eat-
kilometers.
Yeah, but that's what they can do on the farm as well. They go to different fields. They eat their grass. They walk
So it
around.
would be
they
okay
play,
if I
they
do
run.
that to a human, right?
No, I think in a way we do that to ourselves because why are we stationed in one place? Do we
I'm
live
not
in
asking
a,
if you
do we
do
live
it to
in a
yourself.
house?
I'm asking you, would it be okay if I take a human being and I put them on a farm and I start farming them exactly as your friend does to cows?
I think that's a huge difference because if you do it to humans, they have their conscience, they have their mind to speak about it.
This would
And-
be an
and another
intellectually
way-
challenged
huh?
human being. This would be an intellectually challenged human being who cannot talk and who cannot reason like any other human being.
They
Would it
can't.
be
They
okay?
cannot talk.
No, they would be mute and they would be intellectually challenged.
They wouldn't be. They wouldn't be human then, right? Or
There are human beings who are intellectually challenged and
basically
mute.
a nugget or something.
Yeah. You don't know
Uh,
that there are human beings on this planet who have the same cognitive capabilities of an animal?
Yeah, of a monkey. They've once said Britney Spears has the same IQ as a monkey.
She
But,
doesn't. But do you,
no,
I'm being
No,
sincere
but
right
in
now.
general,
bro.
I think like things like ritual sacrificing is very bad for for animals. But I think if you give animals
But yet again,
their,
no.
their
steaks-
basic needs.
I'm
you
not
give
talking
them a
about
good
animals
life.
anymore. I'm talking about
Animals don't-
humans.
Yeah, but I think that's a totally different story. It's
Why?
To farm humans, because why the fuck would you farm humans?
For the same reason I farm animals.
Yeah, but well, if the human gets treated well, because if you're handicapped, you also get like you're in a like a special house or something, special housing where people take care of you all day. They feed them, they make sure they can't go out at night. So
And then when
basically,
they
we
grow
do the
old, we
same.
kill them.
Huh?
And then when they grow old, we kill them.
No,
as
they
you said.
they kill they die of themselves, and that's what the animals in the farm do as well.
No, they don't.
Yeah, in
They
that
don't.
farm they do. In some farms they do.
Can you give me the name of the farm?
Ja, boerderij zorgvrij.
Okay, so if I find out that doesn't have, if first of all, I don't think you get all your products from there, do you?
No.
Okay, so you still pay for animals to be exploited and killed. So what justifies that?
What it justifies the fact that I just want to eat meat.
Okay, what's the difference between somebody choosing to exploit and kill humans, and justifies it by saying I want to eat human flesh?
I think if you kill humans, you're you're being
What's the
pretty wrong
difference
and you're
between a
doing-
human being and an animal that justifies the difference in treatment?
to kill them? I think if animals they live their life and at the end of their lifespan they die and they've had a good life, then it's fair to eat them, because I think it's a natural process.
Same for humans.
Well, same for, but I don't eat human flesh, so
Why
why
not?
would I? Because I think it's disgusting. And
Why
I-
is it
I wouldn't
disgusting?
do it. Well, because that's just my opinion.
Okay, so
No,
the only reason why don't you eat cats then?
Because I don't like cat meat, and I don't think predators are cats are predators. They eat meat.
So
I don't
you
think
grant
they're-
individuals rights based on your relationship
No,
to them, right?
yeah,
What you're
yeah,
saying
yeah.
is because I don't like
cats
meat.
eat meat, and that's something I wouldn't eat a dog as well, because their flesh turns black. It's not healthy. I want to eat like grass-fed animals.
No, there's animals
that's
out
a
there.
huge difference.
Do you eat koalas?
I don't eat koalas.
Would you eat koalas?
No, I don't eat koalas.
Why wouldn't you eat koalas? They're
Well, have you seen
they're
any
herbivores.
koala around here, mate. Look around.
But if there would be, would you eat them?
I don't think so. But I
they're
don't know.
herbivores. Why
Huh?
not? They're herbivores.
Oh, I haven't eaten it, but maybe if I get a koala steak, I'll try it. I don't
My
know.
question is, do you actually respect any animals, or do you
I
just?
respect animals. Yeah.
How do you respect them if you choose to force them
I
into
think you're just a
slaughterhouses?
little bit extreme in a way, but I think.
Oh yeah,
I-
I'm extreme. Tell me how I'm extreme.
Oh, don't get offended.
No,
but
I'm just
saying-
no. You're calling me names, and now I shouldn't get offended. But tell me how I'm extreme.
But I just think you're like in extreme way. You're an animal rights activist, and you're probably to an extremist side that you think like.
Animals should have
I-
rights. How extreme of me!
No, I don't think they shouldn't have. I think animals should have rights, but I think it's fair
Up
to-
until you want to
I
cut
think
their
it's-
throat and
I
eat them,
think it's
right?
fair
Hold this
to-
for a second.
I think it's fair to eat them. What?
Hold this for a second.
I think it's just fair to eat them. If they had a good life, it's not bad.
Yeah, of course.
I think there's now you're gonna show me some horrendous pictures of like
Oh no, this is pretty
Animals.
standard practice. It happens in a farm. This
Yeah.
is common. That happens to all animals. This would be
is
fair if we
ritual.
did it to
This
your
is
cat,
ritual
right?
Stuff. No, you know what they do? They put like an air tube on them.
Oh yeah, I have that also.
They don't feel any pain.
You see it here?
Yeah, they don't feel any pain. It's not like they get.
So
cut
if somebody
and they
did
get
that,
bled out with,
so if
like, a
somebody did
ritual,
that to
I
your
think that's
cat,
a
it would
huge
be okay.
difference. Huh?
If somebody did that to a cat, it would be okay.
Well, why would they do it to a cat?
Because they want to eat a cat, just like you want to eat a cow.
If you want to do it, then you should really do it. But I don't think
So
it's good
so
meat
it's
to eat
okay.
it. Huh?
It's moral. If somebody wants to kill a
If you
cat
are
and eat them,
if you're
it's
really
moral.
hungry, then that's the
No,
force of
they have
nature,
other
because-
options. They
Are you
always
gonna?
have
Are you
other
also?
options.
Why are you not? Because you're also saying you hypothetically want to talk to animals. Why aren't you not talking to tigers who eat like other prey?
Oh, tigers also rape other animals. Why am I not convincing them to rape, but I'm trying to convince you not to rape? Because I know you can understand that rape is bad. Also, you can understand that murder is bad. But it seems like when it comes to you benefiting from murder,
but what's
you
then
don't think murder is
so
bad.
Is there then
so why
also,
is it
there
that
then also a
when you...
difference between eating humans and eating animals? If you
Sure,
said,
but
if
I
you
asked
just
you a
said-
question. Can you
No,
please
I'm
come
not
back
giving
to
you
this
exactly the
question?
same thing, and now
Can
you
please
can't
answer
really
my
give an answer
question?
back.
I can answer any single question that you have because they're very
I
simple-minded.
think my girlfriend
So
also
can you
wants to
please
go,
tell
so
me
I
exactly
think
why
I
is it?
understand,
Can you please tell me why is it that is it right or is it wrong to force a cat into a slaughterhouse?
A cat?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. I think if you want to eat a cat and you're really hungry and it's
No, you
wartime,
have other options.
It's wartime.
No, you have other options, but you want to eat a cat.
Then if you really want to eat the cat and you're really hungry,
it's
then
okay.
you can eat the cat. I think. Yeah.
So then it's
because-
moral.
Well, I think
So killing the cat for an
morality is
optional
something
product.
we create as a humankind with
So
ourselves.
according to your own
who says
values.
there's a good and a right?
According
is
to
it,
your
is it
own
written
values.
somewhere on a wall or something?
According to your own values, is it right or is it wrong?
According to my values, to eat a cat, I wouldn't eat a cat.
Killing a cat
I
for an
wouldn't-
optional product. Is it right or is it
I
wrong?
wouldn't do it.
Is it right or is it wrong?
I wouldn't do it. but
I'm not
in-
asking
in-
you if
in
you would
other-
do it. I'm
other
asking you,
countries-
is
in
it
other
right
countries
or is
they
it
eat
wrong? I'm asking you, is it right or is it
I
wrong?
don't believe in right or wrong, man.
You don't believe in right or wrong? Do you
No.
believe rape is right or rape is wrong?
In rape, I think raping somebody is indeed pretty wrong. But
Okay,
I think,
so you
I
do
think-
believe in
I
right
think
and
it's-
wrong.
I think
So
it's
then is
nowhere-
killing a
it's-
cat
no,
for an
but it's
optional
nowhere
product
written
right
that
or
it's
wrong?
Absolutely something you can or can't do.
So
I
is
think
killing
nature-
a cat for an
nature and life
optional
just
product
happens to
right or
by
wrong?
in a way, and you're
Is
just
killing a cat
you're
for an
trying to
optional
put everything
product
black
right or
and white,
wrong?
and I'm just saying, giving a little bit more nuanced answer.
Is killing a cat
And
for an
that's
optional
that's
product
the
right
thing
or
with
wrong?
extremist people, they only want extreme
Is
conversation.
killing a cat for
extreme
an optional
outcomes, and-
product? Yeah, I'm extreme to be against raping animals. You're right. I'm so extreme.
When did I say?
Oh,
when
let
did
me show you. Let me show you.
When did
'cause-
I say I want
me
to
show you,
rape
let me show
animals?
you,
When
let
did
me
I
show
say
you.
I want to rape animals.
Well, in farming, they actually rape animals. I don't know if you know that actually.
Do you hold an animal accountable if he ate a human?
yeah.
No, because he doesn't know any better. If I, would I,
okay.
wait, let me explain
Okay.
this. Would I hold a child accountable if he
That's
kills a cat?
ridiculous. That you're saying that they have their own world and they.
Yeah.
You ask them and you could speak to a bird, and now you're saying that you wouldn't hold the bird accountable.
If the bird knew that what they're doing is wrong, I would hold them accountable. But
Okay.
birds don't know what they're doing is wrong. Would you? So this is what we do to cows. We have to jerk off a bull, right? Is this rape? Jerking off a bull?
Inseminate them.
No. We have to take the sperm, so we have to jerk them off, and then we take that sperm. We put
this
the
is
hands
not-
in the
but
cervix
like-
in the ends
like
of a
this is
cow
not what always
and inject
happens.
semen in the
but
vagina.
now
You're
you're
right.
giving
In
one extreme-
95% of the cases.
No, I know a lot of farms where they
Netherlands,
just
this
have
is what
one.
happens.
No, most of the Netherlands they just have one bull and they just let the bull out on the cows, and then he goes.
That's the funny thing is because they have one bull, and this is what they do. Because how do you know how farmers justify it? The farmers justify it by
Because they're
saying
dangerous.
if the bull
It's
gets on the
pretty
cow, it's
dangerous.
dangerous.
Yeah.
So you
No, it's
you are
dangerous for
paying
them
for
to
rape.
get them
huh?
out.
You are paying for humans to touch the private parts of animals. So I'm asking you, how is that
Well,
justified
I wouldn't
for an
say this is
optional
rape.
product?
It's more, in a way.
How is violence
famous, how do you
justified
call
for
it?
an
You also
optional
can
product?
make babies with tubes, right?
How is
As-
violence?
as humans?
There's consent in
You
there.
also- Huh?
There's consent. Do you understand consent?
How do you know that the cow doesn't like it to get masturbated? Maybe he's like, oh, nice. You're yeah, you know, but you say you can talk to the animals.
Please say that. Please show me your face and tell me how masturbating cows is something that cows like.
Well, how do you know they don't like it? A bull wouldn't like it.
I don't. If somebody
don't
can,
know.
if somebody
You don't
cannot,
know.
if
You
somebody
don't
can,
know.
let me
I'm
put it
just-
this way:
like
if
you're-
somebody
you're
cannot give
constantly
consent,
trying to frame me like
Yeah.
I'm saying
If
something,
somebody
but I'm
cannot
just
give
giving more a
consent-
nuanced way that
if somebody
there's not
cannot give
that
consent-
there's not an absolute truth.
somebody
and I think,
cannot give
and I just think
consent-
humans and in
what
general
happens if
animals
somebody cannot
together
give
should
consent?
like
If
survive,
somebody cannot
and we
give
live
consent,
in an ecosystem, and I think it's natural we eat each other.
it's not natural. If somebody cannot give
Okay, then
consent,
that's your opinion,
if,
and that's
if
where
somebody
we
cannot
can,
give
I think,
consent,
shake hands and
if
say,
somebody cannot give, I'm not going to
no,
shake the hands of an animal abuser. If
Animals
somebody
eat
cannot
each
give
other.
consent,
What do you mean it's not natural?
I think for
We
somebody,
are animals too.
do you think that separating animals, sexually exploiting them, taking away their babies, killing their babies, and killing them for
No, we're
when
not
they can no
saying
longer
that, but I'm
produce
saying
milk
that
is natural?
eating an animal is not necessarily wrong.
Do you know what the appeal to nature is?
No.
Appeal to nature means saying something is right or something is wrong because it's natural or because it's artificial. It means that you're saying that because it's natural, it's right, correct?
Yeah, I am.
Rape is also natural. Is rape right because
No,
it's
but
natural?
rape is not natural.
Oh, rape happens in nature all the time.
Oh, okay, yeah, among animals, sure.
Yeah, so rape is natural. So is rape right or is it wrong?
No, it's wrong.
So
But see,
something
but then
being
again,
natural
I'm a
does not
human
make
and
it
I can
right or wrong.
reason.
Oh, but why is it that you don't
but
reason
now
when
you're
it comes to
still-
exploiting and killing
Okay, let's
innocent
say
animals for
someone-
optional products?
I'm not saying that at all, but let's say somebody is anemic, or we have in so many generations ahead of us always eaten meat, right? We've just always eaten meat.
Does
and
that
many-
justify it?
It's not. It doesn't
I think
necessarily
in
Does that
order
make
justify
it
it,
right
but
or
it
wrong?
in order
does
to
not.
survive, animals
It-
eat each other. Yeah.
I think we've already passed that.
Yeah.
We're already past the animals eating each other. Go
Yeah.
on.
So then, what's your point?
So
there?
what? Yeah.
You're
I'm
only
also
starting.
wondering-
The only thing you're talking about is with rape. You're asking if rape is right or wrong. That's
Yeah,
like
because
the-
animals rape each other.
Okay, so what?
Should we rape others because animals rape each other?
No, we shouldn't.
So
but we,
if animals
but-
kill
but
each other,
people
why should
still
we
do,
kill
but
others?
People still do,
Yeah.
right?
People
But
still do,
still-
but
that
we
still
find it
happens.
wrong.
Yeah,
My
we
question
do.
is, why do you choose to support it? My question
Support
isn't
rape?
why
I
do
don't
it happen?
support
And
rape.
then, what do you
choose
say?
you support needless
and
animal
what
exploitation.
do you say? If an
No,
animal
I
dies, we should
support.
bury it.
I am okay with eating meat.
No, you're okay with needless animal. So on your side, it's eating meat.
Yes.
But on their side, it's exploitation, abuse, and slaughter. So you're supporting
Yeah,
exploitation,
but you
abuse,
can
and
make
slaughter.
conscious decisions of eating organic things or eating
It's
things
still
that are
exploitation
treated
and
well.
slaughter.
And what is your solution then instead?
You have
To
other
just
options.
eat
You live in the
leaves.
country, which is that has the most abundant options. You go into a supermarket, pick a product from here. You just have to move your hand and pick the product from here. Like literally, how
and,
would you
and
justify
I am
violence?
anemic, for example, and I have to eat red meat.
You don't. I'm actually a
No.
certified nutritionist, so you don't have
Well,
to eat heme.
well, you
Heme
can
iron
go
is not
and
a
tell the
necessity.
hospital because I actually have to eat red meat.
That would be a bad doctor if somebody recommended you to do eat red meat. And let me tell
No,
you
but
why.
I think that's
Because
why you're
red
not
meat.
a doctor
Let
and
me
a
tell you why. Because
Where
well,
did you study actually?
I'm a nutritionist, as I said. I'm not a dietitian. But if you want to talk to a dietitian,
Part-time one.
No,
listen,
I was
you
talking
can look
about
it
a
up. You can look up
doctor.
everything that I'm saying,
I
right?
think a
But let me
nutritionist
explain.
should not make a comment about a doctor.
Well, first of all, doctors don't have any nutritional knowledge. I don't know if you're aware of that.
But
They're-
yet they
don't-
know
they're-
how to treat
they,
diseases.
they know how to treat diseases,
Yeah.
exactly. So they know that you need more iron, right? So they just told you what is the readily more available that most people consume. If you had told them that, hey, like take for instance, if somebody is anemic in India where they find cows sacred, do you think they'll tell them to eat cows?
No, not necessarily. No.
So there are other solutions. We could take a vitamin if you're absolutely anemic, and if you supplement it with vitamin C, then the absorption is going to go higher. It's going to be as high as heme iron, right? But one thing why I'm telling you that if a doctor recommends you to eat red meat for the sake of anemia, that's a bad choice to make because red meat is also carcinogenic. So when you're anemic, you choose to eat red meat, you're choosing to also increase your chances of colon cancer. So any doctor that is telling you this is a doctor that either is not up to date with the nutritional science,
And
or
you vouch for eating maybe plant-based meat.
you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, yes.
Okay, all right. We can agree to disagree.
I believe you can be
Well,
healthy
this-
on a plant-based diet, but I still
We have
believe that
evidence,
You can,
this
that
isn't
you
my
can
opinion.
Eat meat if you like. If an animal dies, but you suggest you bury it or something.
Animals are exploited and killed, they don't die.
Animals don't die.
No, they are exploited
live
and killed.
forever?
Animals in
Flying
animal
cows in the
agriculture.
sky?
Animals in animal agriculture. Stop strawmanning my argument.
No, but
animals
like
in
then
animal
what
agriculture
do
are
you say?
exploited
What we
and
do
killed.
with animals who die?
No animal
Can
in
you eat
animal
them?
agriculture die.
If an animal naturally dies,
If a human dies, can you eat them?
I wouldn't. But like I told you, I
I
don't
also
eat,
wouldn't.
I
There
wouldn't
you
eat
go.
human flesh.
I wouldn't eat
So you
animal
wouldn't eat
flesh.
it. But do you think it's
I
also
also
wrong?
wouldn't eat a
I
horse
would think
or,
it's just-
or
Yeah,
a cat.
it's just
or a
as
Do
dog.
you
wrong
think
as
it's
eat-
wrong to
it-
eat a cow who had a good life and just dies in the end?
When your cat dies, are you gonna eat them?
No. But I told you, I already explained this multiple times because they eat flesh and because they don't have clean meat. If a cow has had a good life and it dies of natural cause, you say we still can't eat it?
Personally, I wouldn't be on the street telling people to not eat cows. That if they accidentally hit a dog with their
No,
car,
but you
if
can
they
just say
accidentally-
yes or no.
Let me
You're
finish
giving
for a
it- no,
second,
but
okay?
Bro, you're constantly
Bec-
saying other stuff, and I'm just asking you
Because-
a really easy
because
question. It
first
had a
of
good
all-
life, it dies naturally. Are you allowed to eat it?
I'm not asking you. I've never said whether you're allowed to do something or not. You don't seem to understand nuance, and that's okay if you don't understand nuance because we had this argument over and over.
What are you talking about?
Animals.
Animals?
Yeah, people just really want to rape and kill animals. Do you guys want to have a conversation with me about
Yeah.
it? You want to come here in the view?
100%.
Yeah. You want to come here so they show you?
I was just
Guys, it's alive. It's live.
What's your name?
It's Jess.
I'm live, Jess. Are you keeping live on
Yeah.
YouTube? Yeah. So as I was saying, this person that I was just speaking to, I was explaining to them that when they buy animal products, they are paying for animals to be exploited and killed
Yeah.
for them, right?
Yeah.
So I was asking if it's right or if it's wrong. What do you feel? How do you feel about it?
Like, obviously, I think it's wrong. I'm vegetarian, but because I try to mimic, I try not pay for animal cruelty and all that. So like, I shop very cruelty free. You know, I don't eat meat. So I obviously think it's right.
Yeah. Do you mind if I challenge you on this one because
Yeah,
I'm supposed?
sure. Go ahead. I've heard everything. So yeah.
Do you buy dairy products or eggs or stuff like that?
we do. My family's vegetarian, so we're not vegan.
Yeah.
But we are like slowly on the way to converting to being vegan.
So you understand what's happening in the dairy production, like
Yeah,
the
100%.
the impregnation of dairy cows, the taking away the
Yeah,
babies,
yeah,
the
I'm fully
killing.
aware of
You're
the whole
fully aware of that.
process,
Yeah. So why continues to support it then?
Well, we're sort of doing just like a transition. So
Let me ask you this then: do you think it's right or is it wrong to
Obviously, I think
continue
it's
consuming
wrong,
dairy
but
products?
doing something is better than doing nothing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Obviously, something is better than doing nothing. But it is unjust towards the animals what we do to them, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So do you think when we're in the position of the oppressors and
Yeah.
we're oppressing animals
Yeah.
and we're doing an injustice towards them, do you think we should approach it with the mindset of how can I make my life easier, or should we approach it with the
I
mindset
think you
of
should do
how
as
to
much
stop
as
it?
you can to reduce any suffering, and doing something, like I said, is better than nothing. So do what you're capable of, and then work towards, cutting it out completely.
But let me-
Or it's a personal thing.
But let me shift the narrative a little bit, because I'm not interested in suffering, right? We all suffer. I suffer, you suffer, right? If somebody chooses to
Yeah.
inject me with a serum where I no longer suffer,
Yeah.
and then they kill me, I would still find it as an injustice towards me, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about necessarily about the suffering. It's about the idea of
Yeah.
being unjust towards an individual,
Yeah.
right? So we can try to say, yeah, I want to reduce suffering, but that could also sometimes mean that you might kill an animal from the behind, they don't even know.
Yeah, I
and
think it's
that's
very hard not to have any sort of impact.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a very hard thing to do. Are
But-
you vegan?
Yeah, I am. But like the whole point of it is to try and reduce our intentional harm,
Yes.
right? To try and reduce our intentional exploitation of animals.
Yeah. No,
So-
I totally agree.
Yeah. So do you think, like, how many more animals should be exploited, slaughtered, abused for you from now on?
From me,
Yeah.
well, they don't have to get slaughtered for me because I don't eat them.
But dairy products are
But
still.
dairy products, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm totally aware of that.
And for
Um,
eggs also, like the baby chicks, they get killed up on their first day of
Yeah,
life.
no, I'm fully aware of that. But like I said, it is a personal thing.
Is it personal when it involves you, when there's victims on the other side?
Yeah, because it's a personal choice.
So is it my personal choice if I want to kill people?
Yeah.
It's my personal
Yeah,
choice.
you could, yeah.
But you wouldn't
It's
consider
illegal,
it.
but it's still your choice.
But you wouldn't consider it like it is a choice, but it isn't a personal choice, is it? Because it affects others. So whenever there's a choice that
I
has
get your
victims,
point. I get your point, but still personal choice because you're choosing whether or not to do it.
I mean, if you agree that it's just as much a personal choice as it is to kill people, I
Yeah.
have no problem. I don't want to be pedantic here about the word personal, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make it clear that it is a choice, but one choice when you choose to eat animal products or buy animal products, you are choosing animal cruelty, right?
Yeah, no, I'm totally on board with that. It's just, if you think about anything, like you go to cinema, the screen's made out of animal products.
I
Do you
mean-
go to the cinema?
No, I don't. But like the thing about it, first of all, I don't think that the screen at the cinema is made by animal products because it's just a fabric, and then they use a projector.
Yeah.
But and the whole thing about animal products being in screen was in really old LCDs. That's no longer the case in any phone or anything.
Yeah.
But like, I understand there's exploitation and abuse that you cannot escape from, right, by living your life.
Yeah.
But then there's ones that you can by choosing something else, right?
Yeah.
Like, take for instance, if you in front of you would have to buy a clothes, and both of them, one would be exploiting animals and
Yeah.
one wouldn't.
Yeah.
Which one would you choose?
Obviously, I would choose not to.
Exactly. So it's the same thing when it comes to food, isn't it? Because you
Yeah.
can choose to exploit
I
animals, or
think
you can choose not
sometimes you
to.
just sort of forget.
It's true. That's
And
the problem.
that
Yeah.
isn't necessarily someone's fault,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I get
so,
that.
Like, I'm pretty certain the coat I'm wearing has animal products inside of it.
Have you ever seen what they do to them?
But, like
For
I said, when
down.
I was buying that coat, I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah. No, yeah. Let me just show you real quick because it's pretty.
What's your username?
I'll give you a card afterwards. Give me one second.
'Cause- Okay.
Oh, this is it. So this is for down.
Yeah, no, I'm fully aware. I've seen like the Dominion and whatnot.
Oh, you've seen Dominion.
Yeah, I've seen all that. I think it's just about doing your bit and not forcing other people to. Because for a lot of people, like, it's a big part of their culture.
Do you think culture should justify oppression?
No, but I think it should definitely be taken into consideration.
I mean, yeah, but the thing about culture is that whatever culture is formed of traditions, right? All of these things where we exploit animals are for some form of tradition, like we have, right?
Yeah.
Like eating turkeys or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But all of this can be adapted, and our tradition isn't about the dead animal or the exploitation of the animal. It's
Yeah.
about the getting together, meeting, eating,
Yeah,
and we can
I
do
think-
all
I
that
think
without
we should
exploiting
all
animals.
do our bit to try and make sure animals don't suffer. But,
That they don't get
yeah.
exploited, not that
Yeah,
they don't suffer,
100%.
right? Yeah.
I just think it should be a personal decision.
I mean, it
Yeah.
is a personal decision. I don't think it should be. Just like I don't
Yeah.
think. Like, let me ask you this: should it be a personal decision whether somebody exploits women or not?
Yeah, no, I get it is a personal decision. It's a decision,
But it shouldn't
but
be.
you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it, and so you should.
But
you
you
should
still
have,
have the option
difficulty
to,
do
because
it.
if you're forcing people to, then that's taking away
But
the kindness out of it.
wait, we're forcing people to not kill other people, aren't we? Because we're punishing them if they do, right?
No, I get that.
So shouldn't we be forcing
Yeah.
people to respect animals also? Like, shouldn't we be forcing people to respect others' rights, animal rights? I understand we. I
It's
have
just
no.
when you force people, they tend to go the opposite way. So with things like this, trying to force and ram it down people's throats, it just doesn't really work. You're better off just gently, saying, this is my view, you do you.
I completely understand what you mean. Like in our current society,
Yeah.
forcing people wouldn't work. But in a society where people respect animals inherently, where they
Yeah.
understand that they're bad,
Yeah.
we should have laws to protect animals so
Yeah.
that we wouldn't allow a minority of people who still
Yeah.
want to exploit animals to do it, right? Because even today, there are a minority of people who don't respect women and who want women to
Yeah.
not have rights.
Yeah, I agree.
And we have laws protecting that kind of shit, So we should have the same for animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Well,
if
it's
you,
very nice talking to
same.
you.
Let me give you a card. If you've already watched the Minion, I'll just tell you that there's challenge 22.
Yeah,
Maybe
thank you.
the most important speech lever here appears here. Can
Is
you?
this on TikTok or Instagram?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Can you watch the most important speech lever here?
Yeah.
Uh, and you have a thing there called Challenge 22. They
Yeah.
help you become vegan for free. They hook you up with the dietitian and everything.
Okay, thank
you so much.
Bye.
Have a good one. Man, that guy was so frustrating. It's just so frustrating when people come up with the most nonsense and they don't listen to anything you're saying. And then they come up with the same nonsense. Animals eat other animals. Okay, that's not a reason for you to do it also. That's what I'm asking. It's so freaking frustrating. Typical vegetarian. Yeah, also, right? As I said, I'm getting pissed off. That guy really pissed me off. It was really nothing. And it's just like, what the hell is it, man? What is it with these people that they want to justify violence? What is it with these people that they want to come up with a nonsensical excuse? Like, I swear to God, man, it's whatever. Like, animals go through the worst shit of all. They go through the absolute exploitation, abuse, and slaughter. And then you meet these assholes who are full-on privileged assholes, white individuals, privileged up to the wazoo. They live fucking here in the Netherlands. They have options up the wazoo, and they choose to exploit animals because, you know what? It's convenient for them, because they want it, because they like it. What the fuck, man? What kind of privilege must you have in your life to think this way? What kind of fucking privilege must you have to literally say, well, you know what? I'm gonna be violent towards somebody because I like it, because I benefit from it, and I don't give a fuck about it. Literally. It's fucking insane to be that selfish. It's insane. It's just insane. And the sad reality, somebody said, tell us about feminism. The sad reality is that, you know what? The same motivation that people do exploit and slaughter animals is the same motivation that people do for women nowadays. I liked women more when they were in my house, when they're taking care of the family. I like women more when they're just obedient to us men. I like women more when the men are the head of the family. The bullshit, the constant bullshit. Because that's what people want. They cannot possibly understand this idea of intrinsic value versus extrinsic value. People just want to continue pushing their own fucking extrinsic values on everybody else. They just want to continue saying, well, you know what? I like women this way, therefore women should be this way. No, fuck you. Women should be however they want to be. Hey, you want to have a conversation with me?
Why not? English is okay.
Sorry, I had to hydrate a bit.
No worries. No worries.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, no worries.
You want to come here so that changes you?
Sure.
What's your name?
I'm Sophia.
Sophia, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Jeff?
Sophia. No, I'm Chip. Sorry.
Chip. Nice to meet you.
What's your name? Sorry, where are you from?
I'm from the States,
Where in the States?
California.
Sophia, I gotta ask you, how do you feel what's happening in the States these days with the...
No comment.
No comment?
No comment.
Do you-
Sad times.
Sad
We'll make it
times.
through.
We'll make it through. You know, I'm so deep into this thing sometimes on social media, and I watch it and I'm like, there's people who nowadays are saying we like women to be obedient, we like women to be in our households, to be, like essentially women to return back to the
Yeah.
households, right?
Yeah.
And the whole point of feminism has always been that women should have a choice, right? Whether they want to be housewives, if that's what they do, whether they want to be career people, whatever it is that they want, they should have that choice, right?
So what's your viewpoint?
So my question is, because this whole thing of how we do what we do to women is coming from this idea of society should be based on extrinsic value, based on how we place values on individuals, not the value that individuals have themselves. Do you think that is a fair way to make society in a way where we, like, if most of society says women should be housewives, then we decide that way? Or if most of society, or should we acknowledge that there are individuals who should be allowed to dictate for themselves?
Well, I think we do acknowledge that. I'm not really sure what you're
We do
saying.
acknowledge that to some extent, but there are still individuals who are fighting against it. is
You
my
mean
point.
like the traditional, how
Yeah.
everyone's going more the traditional route? I think
Yeah.
everyone should just choose if the traditional life makes them happy, then they should
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, but women should have the choice, is my point,
Yeah, of
right?
course,
Yeah,
always.
they shouldn't be forced into a position or another, right?
Are they being forced in a position in the States? Or
No,
what are you
no. But they were in the past, right?
Yeah,
We acknowledge
yeah, of
that women
course.
were we
Yeah,
lived in
yeah.
a place, and the reason for it is because of this mentality, right? This idea that because they're individuals that I see them as being this way, they should be this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because men were in power a long time, and because we saw women this way, we said women should be this way, right? Do you think this mentality is a good mentality to create a society based on how we see individuals? That was my question.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
I
not.
think the way that our society is run by men has shown that it's not working. But I guess that's my comment. I'm not very political, so
That's
I don't
okay,
wanna-
because this whole thing is not political. The reason why I'm asking all of this is because I'm actually an animal rights activist and I fight for animals. And the reality is, we humans dictate whether an animal should be exploited, should be free, should be alive, based on how we see the animal, right? It's kind of the same mentality we had in
Yeah.
the past towards other individuals of human nature. So do you think it's fair for us to apply this form of mentality towards animals?
I think animals are different. I'm sorry. I guess I'm just not following. I'm a biologist. Animals are different.
Animals are completely different.
Completely
I'm not
different.
saying that they're not different. Like, we're animals also, right? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, but it's not. I'm not saying that there's no difference between us and animals. What I'm saying is that animals are individuals. They're sentient, correct?
Yeah.
They're-
Yeah. No, the way that we kill them is not correct. It's not right.
Yeah. But the fact that we kill them, do you think that's fair?
I don't think so. I think that us humans have a sentient understanding of animals that is different than, say, a lion that kills to eat their food. They don't know any other way, whereas we do.
Yeah.
And we have the resources
Yeah.
to have other ways. Like 33% of all terrestrial land is for livestock, or crops to feed livestock. And we could use that third of the world for growing protein-rich plants or housing unhoused people.
Are you
rather-
vegan?
I'm not vegan. No.
seeing all the
I'm very, very broke. If the second that I am in a stable position, I will be vegan.
So wait, if I can give you resources to help you adopt a plant-based diet within your budget, within your means,
No, it's okay. I've
well,
been,
I'm gonna give you those resources anyway. But like, if the whole point of it is price, you can definitely achieve it within your own price,
but
right?
it takes a lot of planning to be a vegan. I'm a college student. I work a lot, have a lot of school. Once I
really
get to
doesn't.
a slower life pace, well, in order to get all the nutrients that you need, and yes, of course, I'm pro-vegan, but trying to get all of the resources in a decent price without eating a bunch of processed garbage is kind of hard to do. So
It's
I
not.
just need some time to be able to have that plan. But I am going that route.
But
Just small steps. I just had a jackfruit sandwich. It was great.
That's great, but like, I felt, because I started this whole idea with saying how we see animals, right? Like, do you like, if let's imagine hypothetically that, because you know about animals, you know that the animals we farm are so genetically similar that if there was a virus ramping through them, they would just make rampage and kill off all the animals, essentially, right? Because we keep them in tight containers, they're very similar genetically, so they wouldn't have a lot of advantage from each other, right? So most
Are
of
you talking about like the livestock that we have?
yeah, the livestock. Let's say
I mean, more or less, we have a lot of antibiotics that we give them in order to prevent that disease.
yeah, but
from
antibiotics
killing
is against bacteria, right? It's not an antiviral. There still can be viruses that can kill off all of them,
them.
right?
Yes, true.
So let's imagine that the virus kills off all of the all of this, right? Not necessarily H5N1, which is kind of ramping up nowadays again, but like any type of virus kills them off eventually. Like, and farmers start proposing we farm cats and dogs. Would you have the same attitude now, saying I'm gonna eat some cats and dogs now, or would you stop and adopt a plant-based diet?
Well, I think I would if I were on the same route and you just switched cats and dogs, I would still eat the cats and dogs. I don't think that there's like just what societal norms you follow, you kind of just continue to do. But I am pro-vegan, and that is towards where I want to go. I think that humans as a whole should go vegan. I'm pro-vegan, but
But how many more animals should be put in this position for you?
if I could stop at zero, but that's unfortunately not a position. It's like going carbon neutral. It's hard to just completely stop all operations, and also when you already have these places instilled, it's hard to just destroy them. It's expensive. It takes more resources. The same way that if you were to just go all electric, let's say, you spend millions of dollars on batteries. You spend more carbon emissions trying to make it less carbon. It becomes kind of backwards.
But it's not the same, is it? Because while I agree with you that environmentally speaking, there's this whole utilitarian calculation that you can make that you might be better on one off, worse on one off, and it's so difficult to be perfect or good in that one. And I'm not asking for perfection in any way.
Yeah, no, in a
but-
hypothetical situation, we should be all vegan.
Yeah, but when it comes to this particular situation, I actually do want to help you out. I do want to give you resources to help you out, right? So I understand the position that you're in, that maybe you don't know how to do it, and maybe you'll have some difficulty for a week, 2, maybe a month.
Yeah.
But afterwards, the whole difficulty fades away, and your
But
life
at
is exactly the same.
At the same time, what I want to do in the long term is have a self-sustaining farm with my own livestock and my own plants. Therefore,
That's bad.
why?
Because you're still violating the rights of animals. You're farming animals.
I'm not a farm, just a couple of animals. I don't think it's wrong to eat animals if you're doing it in the right way.
But what would be the right way to kill an animal that doesn't want to die?
I mean, just an animal that dies, it's okay. Or using chickens for eggs, it's okay.
But do you know where chickens that lay eggs come from?
Well, I'm talking about on an individual level. If you have the resources to have your own
But
chickens,
you gotta buy those chickens from somewhere, and you buy them from a hatchery. And in hatchery, what do you think
you could
happens
also
to
get
the male
just like
chicks?
fertile eggs. You could just have fertile eggs from the store.
All of them, you're still supporting
I
the
mean,
same
yeah,
thing, right?
yeah, but I mean, how do you
You're
not?
still seeing animals as resources when you don't need to. That's my question. Like, and if you even if environment is your concern, you doing it
I don't
alone,
think
it's
that
still
any.
not environmentally.
I don't think that any
feasible
right
anyway.
way. I don't think there's. If you go all vegan, you could still be supporting a company that is wrong inherently. For example, palm oil.
But this is a nirvana fallacy. I'm not asking you to be perfect, as I said. I'm telling you that.
So what's wrong with having your own chicken?
Well, you're
because
still
of-
seeing animals as individuals that you can take from. What's wrong is that you're violating the rights of animals.
Well, animals obviously have the right, and they do have an inherent intrinsic value. But so do we, and I think that there's nothing wrong with sustainably using resources around you.
But it's not sustainably using resources. You said that they have
If a
intrinsic
chicken lays an
value.
egg, you can't use it.
If a chicken lays an egg, if you take it away, that chicken will lay another egg. These chickens have been selectively bred to lay 300 eggs per year.
I'm
and
not
the way we
talking
did
about
that,
mass
we,
factory farm chickens.
whatever chickens you have, so we nowadays have two types of course we have multiple types, but in general there's two types of chickens, right? The ones that we grow for meat and the ones that we grow for eggs. They're different breeds because the ones that we grow for meat grow fast.
So
that
if
we
you had
can
the
kill them
opportunity
early.
to take a chicken out of that horrible condition and raise it on your own, you wouldn't, because it would be inherently wrong.
I would raise them, but I wouldn't eat their eggs. I would feed the eggs back to them because that's
they don't
what
eat
they
their
do.
own eggs.
They do. What are you talking about? Like, they go into a sanctuary and see what they do to chickens that lay eggs. I've even been like working with a company that rescues chickens from farmers because in the organic agriculture here in Europe, well, everywhere actually, when the chickens no longer lay 5 eggs per week, they kill them. So what this company was doing is they were paying farmers, instead of killing them, they were giving them the money so that there's no even illegality or fighting. They were just giving the farmers the money. So instead of killing them, they would take the chickens and then take care of the chickens. That's what I did with them. And what people were doing with the chickens is that we're smashing on the ground the eggs to give them the eggs. And if you do that repeatedly, yes, you will still have some extra eggs, but those extra eggs, you will not want to eat them because when chickens are nutritionally fed correctly their eggs back, those eggs become really hard and they're not as nice as you think they are. So even if you do want to do all that and there are extra eggs, I can't judge you for doing that. Of course, I wouldn't mind if you want to eat those hard eggs or something, but I still think you should treat chickens like the individuals. I don't have a problem with humans having relationships with animals. I just think that the relationship should be to the best that we can, mutual. It should
Yeah,
be
I
some
agree
form of
with you.
relationship where we don't exploit them, but rather we, we not that we both benefit from it, but we respect their individuality. So if we take a chicken, we don't take them for their eggs. We take them because we want to have a chicken. If they happen to lay eggs, we feed them back. If they don't want to eat them, then we take
Well,
them.
yeah,
or
well,
something,
that's what
right?
I was saying. Give them a good life while also using the resources that are blatantly right in front of you. I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No,
I'm
but
pro-vegan, but I'm also pro a sustainable and ethical use of animals.
but there's no ethical use of humans. Why would there be an ethical use of animals?
There is ethical use of humans. Labor.
Labor, but
You're using humans.
yeah, but there's consent. Without consent, there is no form of ethical use of humans. Right?
Yeah, that's true. But then we also can get into the philosophical debate of like having consciousness. The chicken isn't really conscious that it's trapped in. If you have a huge acre of land, it doesn't actually know better, and not taking care of it would probably make it worse, especially as our population grows. Having an animal and taking care of that animal would probably be better for it.
Listen, if you're not, as I said, if you're having a relationship with the chicken, I don't have a problem. But as long as you're not killing the chicken, that's a different thing. Because when you talk
Okay, you're
about
not just
it,
gonna like behead your chicken.
that's kind of how it felt like you talked about it. But
No,
that's
use
it.
the resources that are there for you.
Yeah,
Their eggs.
I guess, but it's their eggs. They're not there for you, right?
I know, but
Right.
neither are plants. It's their own individual plant, right?
Well, plants
The
are not
plants aren't for
sentient,
you.
and plants are not individuals.
Yeah,
right?
true.
It's,
I
they're just-
have to go, but it was good to talk to you.
Sure. Can I just give you a card
Sure,
before you
why
go? There's a documentary here called Dominion. Maybe you know what's happening in animal agriculture. And if not, the next best thing is the most important speech you'll ever hear. Can you promise me you'll watch one of these too?
Probably not. I'm really bad at watching things. I'm a busy
Okay,
girl.
Sure. But there's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day.
Cool.
And they help you go vegan for free, within your budget, within your means,
That
with
I
whatever,
will
whatever
use.
issue you have.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's respect animals, okay?
Thank you.
I'm losing hope in humanity. If this person who knew all of it, this person who seemed like an intelligent person, chooses to find justifications to still use animals, Jesus fucking Christ. We're lost. We're just lost. We lost as a humanity if this person chooses this way. We're lost. She chooses to use animals because I don't know whatever. I'm a biologist. Chickens don't have that much consciousness. Yeah. Hey, Alexandra. Nice to see you here. I think I'm gonna have one more conversation. I don't think I have the presence of spirit to deal with the nonsense. I just don't think I wanna, I wanna protect my psyche for a second. Sorry. You look defeated. Well, I kinda am. I kinda am defeated. It's not that I want people to change their mind. It's just this whole nonsensical argumentation it's what bothers me. This whole I want things to be my way, therefore I'll reach this whole begging. It's kind of like begging the question, isn't it? Because you want things to be your way, so you justify every single point. At every single point you justify. That's every single time you answer a question, you ask another question. Every single point in the conversation, you do it so that you can get your way, which is fucked up. Because that's not the point of what I'm having here. I'm having conversations about animals to think about the perspective of animals, not to think about how you can get your way out of them. And that's the thing about it, isn't it? That's literally what drains me. This whole mentality of I'll come up with all sorts of excuses. I'll come up with whatever I can. I'll jump through any hoop because I just want to use animals. It's fucked up. And if you're starting from that premise, you're never going to end up anywhere else. You all vegans are losing, crying to your kale. Well, I see you guys are nice people. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll cry when I get home. That's fine. But make sure that you're a nice person too. That you made somebody cry today because they're defending animals and somebody else did say, well, fuck animals or some shit. Because they never say fuck animals because that would just be societally unacceptable. But deep inside, that's kind of how they feel, and that's kind of their attitude. Says Linda. Linda, it's okay, you know. I'm a bit tired, to be honest, physically, because I've been increasing my volume at the gym a lot. And I've been keeping the intensity the same, which has been a really stupid thing to do. So I kind of have to decrease the intensity the next time I start. Because I'm really trying to hit a new PR in 2 weeks. So I'm doing this program where it's a special program. It's a 5-week program and I have 2 more weeks. And then I'll probably hit a new PR. I'm almost certainly going to hit a new PR because I've for all of them, for bench press, deadlift, and squat. But it's really draining me when I keep the intensity the same, so I think I should lower the intensity. Said it many times, I know, but always proud to be vegan, often disgusted to be human. Yeah, I get you. I get you. If you need coffee in the morning, you're not eating right. Well, luckily, I actually don't even drink coffee in the morning. It's so funny. Oh, thank you for making my day. Thank you for making my day. How's the weather pH level? I don't know. Is there a weather pH? How do you feel like you would respond if somebody like you talked to you 15 years ago? Well, the thing about it is it depends, doesn't it? If somebody like me told me about logical fallacy or something, even if I would be on the street and I reacted badly or whatever, I would always do my due diligence because you know what? I'm a person who fucking looks into it. I've done that my whole life. I will continue doing that until I die. You know, being accurate, being in line with the scientific evidence, knowing the evidence behind nutrition and being up to date requires you to be, up to date, requires you to continuously look into it. So, regardless, right? And I don't know, if you're saying 15 years ago, I was a child. I was so dumb 15 years ago. But maybe, 10 years ago, no, I would have listened. I would have had a good conversation. I think that's when I started my critical thinking journey, when I started learning about logical fallacies and such. So if somebody on the street would have caught me and said, hey, this is a logical fallacy, I would have thought about it. I would have wanted to identify it, and I would have said, shit, it is. Because you see, I don't care about being right or wrong. It's you guys who care about being right or wrong. It's you who gets your rocks off by being right and are so desperate to be right and not wrong. I don't care about that. I actually care about, defending innocent animals and not, I don't know, like look at this person with a horse. Well, at least she's not on the horse, I guess. Hey, brother. At least she's not on the horse, huh? It will always be like this, be days like this, everybody, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit downer today. We'll get better. Are you sad? A little bit. A little bit. The conversation with that guy kind of annoyed me. And anger, when you don't express it, turns to sadness. And the conversation with this girl, who I thought was going to be like, the conversation is going to be a little bit better. It wasn't. I mean, it was okay, what else can you expect? But I felt like she was a little bit disingenuous with her arguments, and I felt like I tried pushing her a little bit, but every time I pushed, she just she felt like she would become defensive. I just felt like I hit a wall, so I didn't push too much, and I tried having a decent conversation with her, and it still ended up kind of nowhere. So I don't know.
How you doing?
Hey, you guys want to have a conversation with me?
Yeah.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Hey?
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Chris.
Chris, nice to meet you. You want to come here to the interview? So Chris, what do you think about the sign? It says animal abuse should be legal.
Animals? No. Why should it be legal?
Because we can benefit from it.
We can benefit from some animal use, but what benefits do you see in it?
From abusing animals?
Yes.
Does it matter?
Yes, it does matter.
Why?
Because there has to be a practical reason why you would abuse an animal.
So I can tell you like this: dogs. I like to bring dogs. I don't like dogs specifically. I like puppies. So what I do is I take a puppy, and when they grow up to 1 year old or 1.5, when they become a dog, essentially when they grown up, I kill them. But I kill them humanely. I kill them with a shot in the head, from the back of the head, and then I hang them upside down, and I use them as a punching bag.
Then I mean, beyond
I gotta work out.
Okay, but beyond the death, I don't really mind. It's a dead animal. But I don't see why you should keep an animal up to the age of 1 year old to abuse it.
Because afterwards I would have to pay more to keep them alive.
But I don't think you should have an animal in the first place if that's the case. Because you're doing it entirely for your own gratification. You have a moral obligation to look after your animals, whether they are sentient beings, whether they are cats, dogs, horses, whatever. You should look after them. You should know better in your heart.
So I should not be killing animals if I benefit from it?
No, that's not. We live to eat. We are carnivores or omnivores at least.
Yeah, so it's the same, right?
But no, it's not, because you're taking fun out of it. You are deliberately taking.
Why are
something,
you killing animals for food?
Because I thrive on it.
That you can thrive without killing animals for food.
Yeah, but I
So
don't.
you do it for
no,
taste
I,
pleasure?
No,
Or
I
tradition?
think that our. I think
What's the
that,
difference between your pleasure and my pleasure?
the difference being is that your pleasure is wanton. It's
what?
for gratification. Actually, I take the meat, and if I eat meat, I ingest it, and I grow.
You don't grow, man.
Become-
You're old enough. You don't grow anymore.
Well, if I didn't eat, I would die.
But you can eat plants and plant-based products. So you're choosing to kill
I-
animals. Why?
Because I think that our species warrant it.
Oh, my species warrants it. I need to work out.
No, you don't.
You don't need to work out?
No, because you're doing it for different reasons. I'm doing it to stay alive. You're just doing it for pleasure.
I need to work out to stay alive. What do you mean?
You can go to the gym.
I have to be healthy.
You can go to
Also,
the
I
gym.
have an alternative.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't you think you have an alternative to eating animals?
I think there's a balance to it. My belief is that we eat too much meat.
There's a balance to it also. Going
there's
to the
not.
gym is expensive. I can also always
Oh,
beat up a dog.
All right, you can go to a park. There are
Yeah.
plenty of parks.
How
right
is it
here.
that you don't understand that they're exactly the same? Because one is killing an animal for beating them up for pleasure, and the other is killing an animal for eating them to get taste pleasure out of it. They're both
taste
for pleasure.
and for life. Yeah,
Well, not for life, because you can get nutrition on a plant-based diet.
you can get some nutrition route.
No, you can get all of
a
it.
healthy balanced diet is both.
No,
I'm
actually,
a
I'm a
firm believer of that. I enjoy cheese. I enjoy
I'm a
milk.
certified nutritionist, so you can be
Yeah,
healthy on a plant-based
But then
diet.
you'll find that there are equal number of scientists who will tell you that exactly opposite. They'll tell you that no.
There's
a
no
balanced diet.
scientist. Pull up your phone and show me.
What? Right now?
Yeah,
No, I'm not going to show you that now.
because you know you're wrong.
No, because I would waste my time on it.
No, pull up Google and ask if you can be healthy on a plant-based
You can,
diet.
I'm sure you can be healthy, but I think as a
There
balanced
you
diet,
go.
we like
So
to
if
have.
you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, what morally justifies killing an animal for an optional product?
Because, well, I believe that we need animals to live, sustain ourselves.
But you just said you believe we can be healthy on a plant-based
No,
diet.
I
What
believe
would
we
it
have
be?
a balanced diet.
So you believe you cannot be healthy on a plant-based diet?
I don't think you'd be fully healthy, no. I think you have to take supplements.
Oh,
If you're a
which
vegan-
supplement?
Yeah, if you're vegan, you don't get enough iron in your diet for a start.
Oh, brother, no, you do.
Yeah, I know plenty of vegans who have actually been there and gone and left.
Well, I
it
know
because
plenty
they're
of non-vegans who are nutrient deficient. What does that mean?
not.
Does that mean anything?
Well, I don't think they're eating the
Does this
right balance.
anecdotal evidence
I'm
bring
talking
anything
about,
to the
I'm
table?
talking about balanced diets.
Say it again.
I'm talking about balanced diets.
A balanced diet would imply eating dogs. Okay, let's kill dogs and eat dogs. Why
People
not?
do that.
And you're okay with it?
Yeah, I think that if we're going to eat cats, if
You
we're
would
gonna
support
eat
it also,
cows,
right?
I was talking to my kids the other day about eating horses.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that.
Do you have any issues with killing, bringing
if they
dogs
are
into
bred,
existence?
if they are bred for food, then
Yeah.
I don't have. It's not for me to tell people not to do
A
that.
little bit. Do you have
But
any problem doing that to
providing,
humans?
Providing it's done humanely, I have no issue.
Yeah. I mean, humanely means with compassion and benevolence. Killing an animal with compassion is kind of not like an oxymoron. But you know, we can move on from that. So, do you think it's okay to kill humans for optional products?
No,
Why not?
because we are different.
Oh, what's the difference that justifies the difference
because
in view?
of course we're different.
What's the difference that justifies the difference in view?
We are a mile above.
What's the difference that justifies the difference in view?
What?
What's the difference between a human being and an animal that justifies the difference in view?
I don't understand your question.
So your view is that you can kill an animal for an optional product, but you cannot kill a human for an optional product. A human being an animal also, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between a human animal and a non-human animal that justifies the difference in view?
We are remarkably different. We are absolutely.
What's the
different.
difference?
Of course we're different.
What is it?
If we were talking about
What is
animals,
it?
the very fact we're standing here having a conversation into a microphone with a camera there, we are miles above animals.
So if a human being is mute or cognitively impaired and cannot speak, in fact they're the same level of intelligence of an animal, it would be okay for me to kill anything.
No.
But you said that that's the difference.
No, I said the difference between animals.
What's the difference between an animal and an intellectually challenged human being who is mute?
No, because they're humans. We're talking about humans. We're talking
also,
about,
it's strictly the category human.
Our species is
What's a
above
species?
Animals. Humans.
What's a species?
We're above animals.
What's a species?
A species, human beings.
Well, no, I'm not asking you to give me an example of a species. I'm asking you what's a species. Seeing as you discriminate based on species, you should know what it is.
I think I'm going. I'll see it.
You discriminate based on race? Would that be any difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference between discriminating based on an arbitrary trait, like an arbitrary category like race, and an arbitrary category like species? Maybe stop abusing animals. Animal abuser, total loser. There's no words. There's no words. There's a difference. I kept asking 30 times what the difference is until he could not come up with a difference. Everybody just boils down to the same thing. We're humans. Well, that's a circular argument. What's the difference between a human being and an animal? We're humans. What is the difference, dude? What's the trait? What's the phenotype? Nobody can answer that because there's no answer to that. That's the reality. There is no answer to it. Yeah, Karen, they all run from the truth. I also really don't want to give them and be nice to some of them. Like, this guy doesn't deserve to be nice. Him saying bullshit like it's okay to do whatever you want to an animal. Like, literally, I started with animal abusing for sport. He didn't understand that it's exactly the same. No, because you get gratification for it. You get gratification from it also. It's the same thing. You do it for gratification and health. So do I. I do it for gratification and health. What's the difference? There's no difference. It's the same action. Choosing to beat a dog, choosing to kill a dog and then use their body as a punching bag is the same as choosing to kill a cow and eat them. It's the same. You do it for gratification and health. You actually helped my argument a lot by saying that, because they're exactly the same. Optional gratification and optional health. You can get gratification and health from other sources. So it's not justified to do any of them to either of them. Yeah, Lewis, exactly. Killing animals for gustatory indulgence equals moral bankruptcy. The sad reality, isn't it? If anybody wants to debate me, by the way, I'm open to debate. Tell me who wants to debate me, because you can contact me on Instagram if you want to debate me, or drop a comment on any of my videos that you want to debate me. But you know what? I know you won't. Because the sad reality is all of you just come in here to troll and say nonsensical stuff. Because whenever I ask for debate, almost nobody says. There was only one person who was willing to debate. One person throughout all of them. And that person wasn't even willing to debate in good faith. Was just willing to do the same thing that everybody else does, begging the question. So no, if you're willing to debate me, yeah, constitutional stress test says they'll debate me. Constitutional stress test, I'm pretty sure you're not going to debate me. But, you know, if you'd want to debate me, drop a comment on any of my videos. Do it right now. Drop a comment and say, hey, I want to debate. And we'll form a thread and we'll schedule something to debate. Okay? Are you Dutch? Yes, I'm Dutch. You wanna have a conversation? Yeah, sure. Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah. Hey.
You wanna come here so that you can view?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Khan. K-A-N.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Khan.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Romania originally, but I live here in the Netherlands. Where are you from?
Turkey.
Turkey.
But I also live here in the Hague. When did you come here?
10 years ago. I'm actually a citizen now, so.
Oh. That's cool.
So, Khan, let me ask you. I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for animals. How do you feel about animals?
I think there are a lot of like violations on animal rights, but to some extent, I think it's crucial to test them on animals, like most medicine on animals, in order to create a healthy society for humans. Because I think we cannot just like try the drugs or medicines on humans directly before testing them on any animals. So
Why not?
why not? Because like I feel, okay, this must be a wrong idea, but I believe human lives are more important than most animal lives, in my opinion.
Because
like,
you're a human.
yeah,
But to an animal, their life is more important than your life, right?
yeah, but like I don't.
Do you think we should judge whether to exploit somebody or not based on the value that you place on them or based on the value that they themselves have?
In my opinion, basically, I value for my family. Like the question is, would you sacrifice a like family member's life for an animal?
But that's not what I ask you. I ask you, do you think we should exploit somebody based on the value you have on them or based on the value that they themselves have?
It's a
Because if
good
you ask
question.
me a family member, I might sacrifice you to save a family member, right?
Yeah, that sounds totally
Because
logical.
my family member has more value to me. But
Yeah.
I don't think that you intrinsically have more value than my family member, do you?
No, but
And what
It-
if
it's
I
all-
if I were to sacrifice you for my family member? I wouldn't think I'm doing something right. I would still think I'm doing something wrong, wouldn't it?
yeah, of course, but like it's not about being wrong or right. Like, of
No,
course,
not about me being right or wrong, about my action being right or wrong, moral or immoral, in other words.
it's okay. In my opinion, there aren't any like universal moral rules or like norms.
No, but according to your values, right? According to your, that's why I asked these questions. It's not, if there were universal rules, I wouldn't need to ask these questions,
Yeah.
right? So I'm asking you where your values lie. So that's why I ask you, do you think it's okay to choose whether to exploit somebody or not, based on the value you place on them, or based on the value that they themselves have? How would you choose whether to exploit this individual or not?
Yeah, of course, I wouldn't prefer exploiting someone. Okay, to be honest, I wanted to have a discussion, and this is not my like actual opinion, and I value like animal rights also. Like, I'm a pacifist. I don't want to harm anyone.
I appreciate you, man. Dude, that's awesome that you took
Yeah.
it back. I appreciate you because so many people, they just get entrenched in this
Yeah.
whole thing. Thank you for saying that. Do you think that when we farm animals, we are harming them?
To some extent, yeah, of course. Like, it's like also similar to making someone work. Like they need to work, and yeah. To some extent, you harm them,
Yeah.
but
But there's a difference because somebody working, they get to go home, nobody kills them, and nobody sexually exploits them to produce more of them, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in farming, we do all that. We sexually exploit them and then we kill them. So, regardless of how we treat them in the meanwhile, regardless how we treat them from birth to finish, we always kill them and we always exploit them for their
but
sexual organs.
let's say that somehow they can like give consent. Would you think that it would be appropriate to farm them in
If they
exchange
consent?
of like better life quality?
If they consent, I wouldn't have any issue with
Yeah,
it.
but like at the end, if you provide better life quality for animals and still like get their milk,
So they don't consent, do they?
Yeah, but like they can consent. That's the problem.
And the human being who cannot consent, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go ahead and take something from them
Yeah.
if they cannot consent,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So when
that's
somebody cannot consent, I inherently that implies for me that they don't consent, right? If they could consent, like consent isn't a by default a yes. It's by default a no. You need to get it, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you cannot, that means it's a no. So, but when it comes to milk, let's just go through it a little bit because cows produce milk. only if they have babies, because they have to be pregnant.
Yeah.
So do you think farmers impregnate them, or do you think farmers let them get pregnant when they want to?
It can be the both ways. Do you think like if it's the other way, if no one is forcing them to breed, do you think it's like actually rightful to get their milk in exchange of like life quality?
So wait, let's go through all of it, and I like what you're asking, right? But if so I'll answer your question, and then you can answer mine. So if they get pregnant on their own whenever they want to, I don't have any problem with it up until then. Okay? Do you think that if we forcefully impregnate them, is that a problem?
I mean, if they are still happy, and this is of course like relative, but like if they seem happy physically or like.
But a rape victim can also be happy physically after a while. It doesn't matter. That doesn't make the rape justified, does it?
Yeah, but nothing can be justified under like certain moral standards. Like we need the milk. So
We don't. We don't need milk
don't?
or any animal products. No, we can be healthy on a plant-based diet.
Yeah, but like it's in a capitalist world, it's a big industry. Like we cannot just like suddenly cut the whole milk industry or meat industry in the world.
Well, actually, if we're talking about economics, reality of milk and animal agriculture is that they're heavily subsidized by governments. So if we were to cut it, governments would have more money, people would have more land, there would be more money, more land, more fresh water, and less people starving. So it would actually be better for everyone. But let's just go through this whole process, right? So we established that it would be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, is it wrong to sexually impregnate a cow?
Yeah, it's morally wrong.
Okay, thank you. And I agree with you that if they do it on their own, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, but next, what farmers do is they separate the baby from the mother. Do you know why they do that?
I don't know, actually.
They do that because if the baby stays with the mother, they drink the milk. So they want to get as much milk as they can from them. So they separate the baby from the mother. Do you think that's right, or is that wrong?
Yeah, morally, it's wrong. Like
It's wrong, yeah.
if you think the same happening to a human, it's wrong. Yeah.
It's wrong. I completely agree with you on that one. And then if the baby is born male, farmers cannot, like, to keep them alive would mean to feed them continuously. So sometimes they feed them up until the year or two, and then they sell them off because it's very profitable to sell them off. But they sell them off to be killed after a year or two, or they kill them directly there if they don't have even money to keep them alive, right? So smaller farms are more incentivized to kill them directly because it's cheaper. If they're born female, they have the same fate as their mother. Every year impregnated, every year babies taken, and every year exploited for milk. And at the age of 6 or 8, after repeated impregnations, all cows, the female ones, get killed. Do you know, cows can live 20 years. Do you know why they kill them at that age?
I don't know. Maybe it's more profitable.
Yeah, it's more profitable, and it's because they can't get them pregnant anymore. And to try again, they could try again in the next year when they're in heat again, but that would mean keeping them alive for a whole year and mean feeding them for a whole year.
Yeah.
So do you think any of this is ethical or moral?
Of course, it's not. But like it's, in my opinion, it comes to the same point. Yeah, I believe many things in the world are not like morally true, correct, whatever you call it. But in the end, it's gonna keep happening, and I don't know. Like I know many things are not morally right in the world, like human trafficking, and like people are still slaves in the modern day. And I believe in your point, but I'm just hopeless in the situation.
I appreciate what you're saying, but the difference between everything you said and this is that for this we have options, we have other options. So for this specific thing, even if it does continue to happen, you yourself don't have to be part of it.
Yeah.
Whether, like everything else, I fucking hate that I have to be part of it. I hate that in order for me to have a phone, some people in some countries have to be mistreated, which I hate it, you know? So, but unfortunately, I need a phone in today's society. You live in the Netherlands, you have to have a phone. So, but with this one, the reality is we don't need to consume milk. We don't need to consume cheese. We can live healthy on a plant-based diet. We have so many alternatives, and if you live here, it's full of alternatives.
So
left
why
and
do you
right.
think farming the plants is like okay, but not the animals? Do you like it's
Because-
about like pain or something else?
No, it's not about pain, but it's about them being subjects of their own universe. Plants are not a somebody. They're not an individual. There's nobody there. They're just like they grow. As they evolved, plants develop local mechanism for safety. Right? Some plants they eliminate some substances that harmful to the person if they cut them, right, or stuff. So plants develop this local mechanism. It's all chemistry in them, right? They're very advanced and very intelligent, but they're just chemistry. Whereas humans, animals, all of these, what happened is evolutionary. We evolved a central system, a central nervous system in the brain, and all the decision-making process started being in the brain. And on top of that, our brain started developing the first phase, second phase, and third phase. And at some point, we developed consciousness. And with consciousness, what comes is we acknowledge the world around us. We have an experience of it. We form memories. We have positive and negative valence emotions like happiness or sadness.
Wait, then your morality is based on consciousness.
It is, yeah, because morality cannot be based on anything else but consciousness. Because the only individuals who can suffer are the ones who have a consciousness.
Okay, then if your actions do not have any like
Because that's a
negative consequences, do you think it's morally right?
I mean, it can be amoral. So, for example, if I choose to, I don't know, kick a chair, if there would be a chair right here and I kick them, this isn't moral or immoral. There's no right or wrong. Unless that affects a sentient being like a human, there's no, in an isolation, me kicking a chair means nothing. Me destroying a chair means nothing in isolation. But only unless if there's repercussions to individuals, because that's the whole thing about morality. Morality regards individuals who experience the world and who feel. That's the whole point about it. Animals are the same, right? So when it comes to animals, we should see them as individuals who feel and who suffer. And if we wouldn't force a dog into a slaughterhouse, a cat, we also shouldn't force a cow, because from their perspective it's the same, right?
Okay. My friend is waiting there and we have to continue the day. I appreciate the talk.
Thank you for having this conversation with me. Listen,
Yeah.
man, you seem like an open-minded. I appreciate it when you
No, just
lure
like
back.
I didn't provide any my own thoughts. I just tried to like produce some new thoughts because I didn't have like basically any
I appreciate
ideas
this
on this.
conversation. Let me just tell you real quick. There's a documentary here called Dominion. Can you promise me you'll watch that?
I can't, but I will try.
Okay, thank you. That's all
I
I,
don't
can
wanna
hope for.
lie.
Yeah, Dominion or the most important speech ever here.
Okay.
One of the two.
But I will
You'll
definitely check
enjoy
your
it.
YouTube
Okay, or check my
channel.
YouTube channel.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It was
Have
nice
a nice
talk.
Sunday. And
Thank
let's be
you.
compassionate and fair to animals.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Cheers. This was a nicer guy. But I think I'm done, everybody. It's getting cold. The sun is up, and as I said, it's I'm a bit tired. So, and this was a pretty good conversation to end it. And I really did like. You see everybody in the chat. This person, you have something to learn from this guy, because what this guy did was something that a lot of people nowadays have so much difficulty doing. He put his ego on the side. He said, "No, thank you. This isn't something that I want to continue like debating on. I don't know enough about it, but I do respect animals." That's what he said, something along those lines, and I appreciated that so much. Because so many of you come in here with a big ego and trying to make me lose or seem like such a bad guy when I literally just want to talk about animals. Please, for the love of God, don't be that person. Learn from this person. Let your ego go and gather information, ask questions, and think critically for a second. David says, "Oh my God, imagine the trolls in the chat losing their egos. The internet would break." Yeah. That's the sheer reality of it, isn't it? That's the sheer reality of it, because when you're so interested in winning arguments, when you're so interested in all you're interested in, I want to win, I want to do my own thing. Like the person who started at the beginning, there was a person at the beginning of the stream who said they had blood on their hands. They said they called it burger juice because they didn't want to say blood. They had blood on their hands. And they were like trying to make an argument by saying they have blood on their hands. Well, your argument is, when you have blood on your hands, brother, you supported violence. Hey Sky, nice to see you here, Sky. And Sky is trying to do the same thing, Sky, by the way, the reason why I'm also a little bit tired is because I did the wrong thing of sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm just like, my sleep has always been shit. It's just something that I was born with. And sometimes I make the mistake of looking at my phone, and I looked at my phone and God damn it, man, what's happening in US, everybody? It's just fucked up. Like, look at this guy, Trump 2028. Like, these kind of people supporting the Gestapo, essentially, because ICE is the fucking Gestapo, the modern Gestapo. And the way they're making people disappear and shit like that, it's just so fucking bad. Somebody said you would sleep better if you had some kebab. Brother, I had kebab. What are you talking about? I don't sleep better. Stop it with this nonsense. It's just messed up, man. We live in a world where this whole mentality of this ego-driven mentality of I want to win, this mentality of individuals should be based on how I see them, not on how they are. All of this is just so freaking wrong, and you're just making the world a worse place. And the thing about it is, you're gonna suffer from it too. That's the worst part about it. You're gonna suffer so much from it, and then you're gonna go back into your corner like a little boy and say, "Oh shit, I made a mistake." If any of you have are big enough, are man enough to admit when you've made a mistake, because the sad reality is a lot of you will still go by your egos and continuously support a fucking rapist asshole who is making your country worse and the rest of the world worse. And when I want to fight for animals' rights, it just feels like we're gonna reach a point, sadly, everybody, which is kind of it's really sad, really. We're reaching a point where we might need to fight for our rights, to be able to fight for animal rights. Like, we're reaching a point where we might end up losing the right for free speech. Some people's mentality is, I'm okay with suffering if they will suffer more. Exactly, vegan Felek. That's very sad. That's the mentality that some people have. That's the sad mentality. And it's just, it's very concerning to me. It's also nice to see that there's a lot of people standing up against injustice. There's a lot of people who will say no to all this injustice. There's a lot of people who put their egos on the side and said, fuck that, that's wrong. And I appreciate that a lot of you are that way, because in the sheer reality of it is, you can't be like a decent person if you're not a feminist. That's the sad reality. You can't say women don't deserve equal rights and opportunities. They do. You can't be a decent person and be a freaking racist. You can't. And the sad reality is that you also can't be a decent person and not be vegan if you know what it is that you're supporting. You can't. You just can't. Because when you're paying for violence, when you're paying for oppression, when you're paying for somebody to be exploited and slaughtered for you because of how you see them, you're supporting the same type of ism, the same type of discrimination as anybody else did. There's no difference between racism, sexism, and speciesism. They're all discrimination based on a trait that somebody's born with. Don't be that person. Don't be that individual who discriminates based on how somebody's born. Don't be that person. Just be a nice person, be a decent person, and say no to all of the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter. It really is not that difficult. And if you're struggling, I tell a lot of people, Challenge 22, they can help you out. A lot of people, we have Challenge 22 to help you out. We have videos to show you the truth. And we have videos to help you out with the mentality, to understand more. We're here to have conversations with you. But a lot of you just want to come in here and troll, which is so... Why? When you have the opportunity to test your knowledge, when you have the opportunity to test your values, to challenge your own values, and you waste that opportunity by coming in here with a big ego and saying, oh, my values are good. My values are good. Booga, booga, ooga, booga. How dare you tell me not to consume flesh? Booga, booga. When you have an opportunity to challenge your own values, when you have the opportunity to have a conversation with somebody who literally just wants to be in this position where they help you if you challenge your values, it's fucking insane that you don't take advantage of that opportunity and you choose to be a jackass and put your ego on top, also that you can prove a point, also that you can feel good about yourself. No, brother. No. Just don't be that person, okay? Don't be that person. Sending you MAGA hearts. There you go. That's an oxymoron, by the way. Because MAGA is it's fucking cancerous. It's just cancer. It's oppression. MAGA is oppression. What ICE is doing is fucking oppressive as fuck. And the fact that you guys support it, the fact that you guys support a rapist who's just gonna make your country worse economically, it's just so insane to me. And all of it because, again, all of it because you guys who desperately want to hold on to your ego, because somebody at some point proved to you that your values, your arguments were wrong, and you desperately want to be right. So that's why so many people nowadays are coming out by saying, hey, racism is not that bad, Hitler was not that bad. Because you know what, when you take every single bullshit argument like this to their logical conclusion, you end up justifying oppression, you end up justifying racism, you end up justifying sexism, you end up justifying fascism and all this kind of stuff. Karen says, look at all these trolls in the chat, too afraid to talk to someone so they feel like big men. Yeah, Karen, so put, but you're so far from it. Little punk, too afraid. Exactly. Thank you, Mark J. Kindness is my religion. The Dalai Lama. Thank you, Chip. You're awesome. Mark J, I'm like, the thing about it is when I try to be vulnerable with you guys, when I try to tell you that, because I could easily go with a big ego also and say, be like, hey, I'm all right. I'm not all right. I'm not all right with having these kind of conversations. And the reason why I let my guard down and try to be a little bit vulnerable with you guys is so that you guys can learn that you can fucking be vulnerable. We all appreciate vulnerability. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It's a strength. When will you guys ever learn that vulnerability is a fucking strength? You will be stronger as a man, as a person, by being vulnerable, by showing emotions, by showing that you as a person can grow, that you as a person can be wrong, that you as a person can put your ego on the side and actually have a conversation. I only have one life to live, okay? I'll tell you this. I only have one life to live. I'm 38 years old. I'll probably die around the age of 80, maybe 90. My grandparents lived a while. I'm living a pretty healthy life. Maybe I work out a little bit too hard, but you know, I'll clarify that the more I go, right? Prejudice stems from fear of the unfamiliar. Yeah, vegan fella, well put. So I have what, around, let's just say 50 years left in me, okay? How about you keep your racist shit? How about you keep your whole thoughts? If you don't want to express them and discuss them and challenge them, how about you keep them inside up until I die? Can we do this? Can you do me a favor? And for the love of God, keep all your oppression, all your oppressive thoughts, all your extrinsic values that are, and all of this bullshit of oppressing others, can you keep it within yourself? And if you cannot, can you please try to challenge them? Can you please put your ego on the side? Like I fail to see, like just put it there. And if you happen to die with it, not so bad, huh? Because what's the worst thing that can happen if you die with your oppressive views within you, huh? What's the worst that can happen? Nobody gets oppressed? That's not that bad, is it? I'll strawman your position. That Chip guy is saying to be racist when he dies. Yeah, Felix, I feel like you can kind of sound it that way. I'm just trying to say, you know what? Don't be fucking assholes, okay? Stop being racist. Stop being all any of that, okay? And if you can't stop, do it for me up until I die. That's what I was saying, Felix. You're right. It's a shitty thing to say, but what else can I say? I'm kind of like, literally, I don't want to say desperate because I'm not desperate for it, but I literally want to say that what you guys is not this whole mentality of, again, treating somebody based on the value you give to them is not a good mentality to have. It's not a world any of us want to live in. It's not. It's not a world you want to live in. You don't want to live in a world where if I see you as less worthy, then I can come there and treat you as less worthy. We all want to be treated as the way we see ourselves, as the values we have for ourselves. Everybody wants to treat everybody else as they want to be treated themselves, right? Like I wouldn't want somebody, like I know how I see myself, and I want everybody else to treat me how I want to be treated. I don't want everybody else to treat me how they want to be treated or how they see me as I should be treated. That's all I'm saying. Treat everybody the same, okay? Treat everybody how they want to be treated, and that includes animals, everybody, because that's all I've been doing over here, having conversations with people and explaining that there's no morally significant difference between a human being and an animal that justifies it. This is getting scary, says Tufty. Yeah. By the way, everybody, we have a contest on our channel. We give a shout out to people who comment on the stream first. And the last stream, it was Tone. Hey. It was Stone who was first, and then it was Linda who was second, and Martin who was third. So thank you so much for commenting. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys for commenting, for being there, for supporting. You know, don't be afraid to speak up, everybody. You know, we're seeing that the people who have the loudest voice, the people who end up speaking up, are the people who have this mentality of my view is the best. Let's not let these people speak. Let's drown their voices in reason. Drown their fucking voices in logic, in critical thinking. Drown their voices in no. Everybody deserves to have the right to live, be free, and not be exploited. Everybody has that. Not just me, not just you, and not just humans, okay? I'll leave you with that. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. We'll see how the weather is, okay? No tolerance for intolerance, okay? So don't be afraid to speak up. That's all I'm saying, everybody. Really, don't be afraid to speak up. Speak up and make sure that your voice is louder than everybody else's. We gotta fight oppression. I know none of us want to. I know we reached a point in our life where we didn't have oppression, but we gotta perk up, everybody. We gotta perk up. We gotta put on our big pants, and we gotta fight, and we gotta speak up. Because it's only gonna get worse from now on if we don't. We gotta be against oppression, all sorts of oppression. Fuck ICE. Fuck animal exploitation. I don't know what else. Fuck Trump also. Fuck it. Fuck religion also. Thank you. Whatever. Thank you so much, everybody. Remember to speak up. I'll see you in the next one, okay? I appreciate you. Oh, Nick. Thank you so much, Nick, for the $5. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fuck ICE and Trump. Yeah. Fuck 'em. Let's make the world a better place for everybody, okay? I love you. Bye.